is ABC Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series and the National Championship Game.
The Swamp in Gainesville on the first Saturday in October. A Florida receiver's dream game would become a nightmare in one play, giving Alabama a chance it would quickly capitalize on. 60 minutes was not enough. The unlikely left the gift of chance at Bama's door again. The unthinkable was cause for Florida's sideline jubilation. But wait. A season-long enemy gave Alabama one more try, and that's all it would need to turn on the Gator tears for the triumphant Tide. Now it's 63 days later. They come from east and west to a central hot spot in Atlanta. At stake, the SEC Conference Championship, a ring, and for their fans, the bragging rights for the next season. It's the 1999 Southeastern Conference Championship football game brought to you by Dr. Pepper. And what a game it should be. Two teams that met 63 days ago get ready to do it again. The 9th-ranked Crimson Tide of the University of Alabama, number 6 Florida, and a 9-2 record as well for Steve Spurrier's bunch. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. Welcome to Atlanta. Certainly, these two teams are no strangers to each other in this game. This is the 5th time this decade these same two clubs will get together for the conference championship. Both have used this game as well as a springboard to a national title. 92 for Alabama, 96 for Florida. Florida was hoping that was going to be the case again this year, but as my partner Bob Greasy will tell you, 2 weeks ago Florida State had other ideas, and now they come into this game and everybody's wondering where their head's going to be after that loss to the Noles.
Well, Florida is struggling. Steve told us that the other day. They're not a confident team. They're changing quarterbacks, but he likes this game. He likes the SEC championship game. They've been here 5 times, and they've won it 4 times. I think his offense will play very well tonight.
Well, one team's on the upswing. That seems to be Alabama right now. Mike DuBose, through all the problems early in the year, has his team right where he wanted them to be, but it's very hard to beat a team twice in a season.
It is, and if two teams, both these teams are 9-2, Florida's frowning, and Alabama is smiling. Nobody thought they'd be here, but you'd have to be a fool to think you could beat one of these teams the same way, and there are no fools here tonight. Alabama has to run the football, and Mike DuBose knows that. The first time Andrew Zhao had a career night throwing it, he won't have that tonight. You got to run it.
We're going to see 4 quarterbacks without a doubt in this game. The Alabama Crimson Tide and the Florida Gators coming up.
Stuart, can I see you in my office, please?
That kid is sick. Him to squeak very sick.
Stuart, get in here.
Sure thing, Mr. P.
Stuart, I just opened my Ameritrade account.
Let's light this candle. Let's go to Ameritrade.com. It's easier than falling in love. What do you feel like buying today, Mr. P?
Kmart.
So research it. All this stuff is provided for you free of charge.
No cost.
Yeah, that's synonymous with free.
Looks like a good stock.
Let's buy.
Let's buy 100 shares.
All right, click it in there.
Okay.
How about 500?
100, Stuart.
Feel the excitement? You're about to buy a stock
Okay.
online.
Fabulous. I'm thrilled. What did that cost me?
$8, my man.
$8.
Riding the wave of the future, my man.
Take advantage of this special year-end offer. From now until December 31st, get 1 free month of trading, up to 20 equity trades commission-free, and you can open your cash account with as little as $500. Call now, 1-800-AMERITRADE. Ameritrade. Believe in yourself.
When it comes to traditional luxury, it's anything but more of the same. Introducing the all-new 2000 Bonneville. When supercharged, it's one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. More luxury. More attitude. The all-new 2000 Bonneville by Pontiac.
If you're looking for a family adventure, National Car Rental knows the best place to go is the Walt Disney World Resort. You see, National gets you to all the exciting new rides and attractions fast. For a magical adventure your family will never forget. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go with National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Walt Disney World Resort. Let's go.
The history in this game runs deep for these two teams. In '92, in Birmingham, Antonio Langham intercepted Shane Matthews. Alabama won the game and the national title as well. Then it was '93. Jack Jackson, 43 yards from Terry Dean, Florida, wins at 28-13. In '94, Danny Werfel to Chris Doering in a heart-stopping one-point win. And then in '96, Rydell Anthony caught 11 of Werfel's passes. Ike Hilliard caught one of his 6 touchdown passes, and the Gators rolled through the Tide to win the SEC title and eventually the national championship as well. So now they get together another time. 5th time this decade. Swanee, they're all set for a rematch.
That's the first time two teams have met in the regular season and then in the championship, and the noise will be a factor just like that first game. But let's take a look at the stats from that first game to see what happened. You look at the time of possession, offensive plays that Alabama dominated in, but they won the game by the necessary 1 point. They didn't have as many yards. Look, you have to remember one thing about a rematch. It's not necessarily a rehash of the same thing. Don't look for the teams to perform the same way. And Steve Spurrier knows his team has the most room for improvement. His team can do much better. But keep in mind, Alabama's got Sean Alexander, the big star in this ball game.
5 SEC titles this decade. Steve Spurrier with 102 wins over the course of the 90s. Mike DuBose in his 3rd season. His first appearance in an SEC championship game. He remembers the last one as an assistant to Gene Stallings. We're all set for the '99 edition of the SEC Championship. A sold-out Georgia Dome already rocking. Florida won the toss. They'll get the football first. Bearden's got it teed up. And Bo Carroll and John Capel wait on the other end, and we're underway in Atlanta. Bo Carroll draws a bead from the 8-yard line. Finds himself an opening. He's got unbelievable speed, and he's out to the 44-yard line. That's the way you want to start a game. 37-yard kick return. So Jesse Palmer will bring out the Florida offense. He got the nod earlier this week from Steve Spurrier. Doug Johnson, longtime starter, and Jesse just making his 9th appearance as the starting signal caller.
And only his 2nd start of the year. He started against South Carolina in the 10th game, and now he starts here in the 12th game.
3 wideout set for the Gators to open things from their own 45-yard line. And on the ground they go. Not too much. Helmet came loose. Ball came loose. Penalty marker on the play. Alabama's got the football. But again, there's a penalty marker down.
I'd have to guess since the helmet came off, that may be a face mask that pulled the helmet out of there.
Ernest Graham got the carry, lost his headgear.
Yeah, no question.
And Florida's going to keep it. Bob, you're right.
Somebody in the center of that line, one of those defensive tackles, just pulled it off. That may have been Gilbert.
Here's a call.
The ball carrier was there. The ball was in. The helmet came off. We have a personal foul. Face mask here.
A little bit of everything. The helmet came off, the face mask, the personal foul, and the runner was down, he says.
Right here, number 99, Gilbert, right there, just pulls it off. A lot of action here on the first play of the game.
Gilbert with the penalty. That'll move the line of scrimmage all the way to the 38-yard line of Alabama. So they got the great kick return to open the game. They get a decent run and a penalty, and all of a sudden, they're inside the Tide 40. Palmer, play action. Fires the deep out. Got his man. Broken tackle by Darrell Jackson down the sideline. All the way to the 6. 1st and goal, Florida. Miguel Merritt saved a touchdown.
Well, a struggling Florida offense who's only thrown 5 touchdown passes in the last 4 games comes out and completes their first pass. A little play action. You throw it to your leading receiver, Jackson, on a little out route. He breaks the tackle. Throw it to true freshman right there, Dixon, number 4. And you get downfield. Merritt goes for the strip and doesn't get it.
1st and goal, a toss sweep to Ernest Graham. Got inside the 4, cartwheel down there. Gerald Dixon and Cornelius Griffin knocked him off his pins.
know, just because Florida gets down inside the 20-yard line does not necessarily mean they're going to score. It's been 2 seasons for them. The last 5 games, they haven't done very well in scoring inside the 20-yard line.
They've got it to the 3 on the opening drive. Graham and Rob Frazier in the backfield. 2 tight ends set. They'll toss it to Graham. The option to the end zone. Touchdown. Aaron Kinney, the tight end. Three-yard touchdown pass, and it wasn't even the starting quarterback that threw it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it takes guts to get down there on the first drive of the game and toss the ball to a redshirt freshman, number 5, Graham, and let him throw it.
Chandler for the extra point. Up and good.
I never like taking the ball out of my quarterback's hands when you get down inside the 5. That's only the 12th, the 13th, the 15th reception for Kinney all year. 272 pounds of tight end, and Graham puts it right on the money.
Yeah, great. Our next caller is Sarah, whose boyfriend has lost interest ever since he won the new Donkey Kong 64 from Dr. Pepper.
Let's see what we're dealing with.
Donkey Kong 64 is here, and you can win it along with a Nintendo 64 game system by looking under the cap of specially marked bottles of Dr. Pepper, or enter to win other prizes.
Sarah, I have a question for you. Are you a supermodel?
No.
Then here's the deal. He's not coming back. The game is awesome. Next caller.
I think I'm in love with a monkey.
Hey.
This is for those ready to hit the road.
Hit the road. This is for the long way home. This
is for those who want to widen their horizons. This is for the passing lane. This is for right now.
Right now. Hit the road for 2.9% APR financing, and you can get average finance savings of up to $16.18 on a 2000 Grand Prix GT. This is for me.
For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement. This is for me.
Yeah! Woo! We're on the road to the Nokia Sugar Bowl! And nothing's gonna stop us! Look out!
Now what? There's an easier way to the national championship. Nokia's Road to #1 sweepstakes. Just buy any Nokia model phone in a specially marked box and you can win trips to the Nokia Sugar Bowl or thousands of other great prizes.
Looks like you finally found yourself a date for the game.
Nokia. Connecting people.
In overtime, Florida 7, Alabama nothing. 55-yard drive. Took only 4 plays.
It's the first pass that Ernest Graham has thrown on the season.
Jeff Chandler to kick. Freddie Millens and Arvin Richard wait on the other end, and it's Millens from the 4. Down he goes before he got to the 15. Nice coverage on the special teams. Hagerbrook got down there to make the tackle. Andrew Zhao, sensational first game this year against Florida. His career game, as Bob mentioned earlier, 336 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can probably expect he won't see the defense he saw in that one, though.
No, they played a soft zone, and defensive coordinator John Hoke said that I made a mistake. We thought that we needed to play off. The noise was out loud in the swamp down in Florida. We didn't think we could hear our own checkoffs. We made a mistake. We're going to get after him here tonight, and Zhao knows it.
They start with a trio to the top of your screen. 3 wideouts from their own 14, and it's Zhao in the shotgun. Going to whip it out there and threw it behind Millens, incomplete. As we take a look at our starting lineups, the Dr. Pepper starting lineups. Here's the big eaters up front. Chris Samuels, an Outland Trophy finalist. Red Mill, Hogan, Cuthbert, and Ellington across the front wall. Millens is their big play guy, 64 catches. McAdley, the other wideout, and Terry Jones is the tight end. And joining Andrew Zhao in the backfield, Dustin McClintock is the lead man for one of the best in college football, Sean Alexander. And it's 2nd down and 10 as Alabama has to start in a hole and already in a 7-point hole here 2 minutes into this game. Tight end Jones on the move. Here's a toss to Alexander. Deep drops in his own backfield by Andre Davis. Defensively for Florida, they don't give up much on the ground. These guys are the reason. Alex Brown leads them in sacks with Warren, Gurley, and Chambers across the front. You just saw a whole bunch of Andre Davis, the linebacker, and he's joined out there by Mike McTeal and Eugene McCaslin. The secondary is young, but they got some good players back there. Benny Alexander scored a touchdown on an interception return during the regular season. Cromartie, Manuel, and Dixon round out the back four.
Aggressiveness. They're attacking. Linebackers are in the line. Man coverage. They said the heck with that soft zone. Alabama got the play in late. They have to take a timeout.
Andrew Zhao from his own 5 didn't want to make another mistake. Mike DeVos says, well, let's talk it over. We'll let him talk it over with 12:19 to go first quarter. Florida leading by a touchdown.
I am a Pokemon master. I've captured over 150 types of monsters. I've come prepared to do battle with Pikachu, Mewtwo, Bulbasaur.
Burger King is a mile down the road on the right.
Thanks, mister.
Must be Tuesday. Yep.
Every Tuesday night is Pokemon Trading Night. Bring your kids in for a tasty Burger King Big Kids Meal dinner and let them trade their cards and toys. It makes a parent's life a little easier. Not to mention a Pokemon Traders. Pokemon and the Burger King Big Kids Meal. Come and catch them all.
You're born, you die. In between, you work on cars. We should all be so lucky.
This is for those ready to hit the road.
Hit the road. This is for a tough world.
This is for those looking for a solid experience.
This is excitement. Well built.
This is for right now. Right now.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement and lease a Grand Am SE for as low as $209 a month for 36 months. Call for important lease details. This is for me.
For me. For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement. This is for me.
Honey, you can't go around dressed like diet. You taste too good.
You're making a darn fool of yourself in that diet can.
Time's up.
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Alabama at their own 5 in Swanee. It's noisy down there.
And that's because this end zone is filled with all the Gator fans, and they're making it hard for the quarterback to audible and for the team to hear anything he says. It's very difficult for the quarterback right now if he has to change at the line of scrimmage.
Andrew Zhao hopes he won't have to. Not a good spot to try to change much on 3rd down and 19. Millens in motion from the backfield. The throw out to him is incomplete. And Alabama's going to have to give it up, and they're going to be deep in their own end zone to punt. And their regular punter will not punt the first snap in this game. Lane Bearden will, according to the sideline. Now they're going to change that. They said that Patrick Morgan wouldn't be the punter of record for the first kick, but I think in this spot, whatever the disciplinary reason, went out the window.
Yeah, you're punting from your own end zone. You got your heels on the back line. We'll discipline him on the next one.
Bo Carroll waits back near the 50. High lazy kick. Carroll with a fair catch at the 40-yard line.
Nice job by Bo Carroll with all of his speed and all of his quickness. The sure-handedness comes up and gets good field position.
So Florida goes to work for the second time offensively. The Dr. Pepper starting lineup. The Big Eaters up front for Florida. Mike Pearson, Carlisle has already made an All-American team. Yarborough, Blackshear, and Walker across the front wall. Darrell Jackson's already got a 32-yard reception. Kinney's got a touchdown catch. Travis Taylor's back from injury. And joining Jesse Palmer in the backfield, Frazier, the fullback, and Ernest Graham, the tail. Shotgun here, and 3 wideouts for Palmer at the 40-yard line. Plenty of time, delivers incomplete near the 30-yard line, and he got deposited after he let go of the football by Kenny King. And Kenny King is part of that defensive line that starts with Kendall Moorhead, who had a great game against Auburn, or they may not have won that game. Griffin and Grimes are inside. The linebackers, they're young and they're good, especially Salim Rashid. Miguel Merritt and Darius Gilbert round out the linebacking core, and in the secondary, the leading interceptor back there is Reggie Miles. Spencer, Dixon, and Lewis join him for the Alabama secondary. 2nd down and 10, Florida. 4 wideouts now from the gun for Palmer. Here comes the heat. He got rid of it down the middle. Tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Spencer, coming the other way. Spencer picks up a convoy and picks up an interception return to the 37-yard line. Pass intended for Travis Taylor, and it was in some traffic, Bob.
Yes, it was. It was a square end, and the defensive back did a nice job on it. Over here, he's trying to hit the man on a square end right here. He's going to get him. He's right there. Now, this is the man that tips it, but the man that picks it off is right here. Spencer comes over, sees it, and makes a nice big play.
So Alabama trails by 7, but now they've got good field position to work with their offense. Tyler Watson at quarterback now, and still no running room for Sean Alexander. He lost 9 yards the first time he carried it. He lost almost a yard there before his forward progress stopped him.
In the last 2 years, the University of Florida has not been very good at the turnover margin ratio in the nation.
Tyler Watts in at quarterback after Zal had the first series and went backwards with it. We knew we'd see 2 quarterbacks. I didn't know if we'd see them this early.
Yeah.
Millens in motion. Watts from the gun. Got a man open across the middle. Close to a first down is Jason McAdley. Now the quarterback situation for Alabama has been clouded all week. Mike DuBose talked about it. It's been a soap opera all week long in Atlanta.
Don't see a big difference between the two. The biggest difference between Andrew and Tyler is Andrew has played more. You know, Andrew was a starter for us last year, a starter for us this year, and has played extremely well. Tyler was redshirted last year, and when he's been given the opportunity to start because of the injury to Andrew, he's played extremely well. So they're very similar quarterbacks.
He came into the Auburn game and kind of bailed him out of that one. He's probably played better than Zal the last 4 games. Here he is on the give to Alexander, and finally Sean's got some room to work. Got it to the Florida 45.
Handing the ball to Sean Alexander or make any quarterback look good.
That's right. Alexander has been brilliant in his Alabama career, and he's the top dog right now. Almost 3,500 rushing yards, which is tops 49 career touchdowns, passing Bobby Humphrey in those 2 categories, 40 of them on the ground. And 138 points this year. He was a serious contender for the Heisman Trophy early before an injury kept him out of a game and took him out of the running. 2nd down and 3. Here's the toss to him the other way. Cuts it up, carries a would-be tackler with him very close to the first down. Looks like he's about a foot short. Mike Nattil, the linebacker, made the stop.
One of the team leaders, a captain on the club, just as good a guy off the field as he is on the field. In high school, he was the president of his class all 4 years. We just sat down and talked to him the other day a little bit, and it was really enjoying just chatting with him.
Comes from a little town, Florence, Kentucky, and the folks up there are worried that he might fall in the laps of the Cincinnati Bengals across the river. They don't want him to get killed up there. And it's not a foot short, but it's about a chain link short. Can't get much closer than that one. Now it's going to be 3rd down and literally an inch or 2.
Well, when this game first started, Mike DuBose's troops looked as though they were going at a different speed, a much slower speed than the Gators when they came out to play. But now it's kind of evening up after the interception by Spencer.
So Watts comes into the huddle after having a chance to talk things over during the measurement. McClintock's the lead man. He gets the call, and he gets the first down as well. And the fullback still taking Gators with him inside the 40. Got almost 5 yards and only needed an inch. Well, Dustin doesn't handle it much. That's his 34th carry of the season, but he made good on that one. It's the first down.
You got to give it to those fullbacks. It's like chumming, you know. You got to give them. You got to give a little bit to the fullback. I mean, come on. He blocks all year. He doesn't catch many passes.
Now they go to work their deepest penetration of this first quarter. And Millens, on a direct snap in the quarterback situation, takes it to the 35. We've seen this before. And he's in there at quarterback for one play. Let's check the Dell Game Solutions, Robert.
Well, Alabama offensively, they got to establish the run with Sean Alexander and then build the pass around that. And defensively for Florida, this time they're going to attack. They're going to force Bama to throw the ball. Last time they played him, it was soft zones. Now it's pressure and force him to throw the football.
There's 7 plays into this drive following the interception. They got wideouts all over the place. Watts quickly throws. Intercepted on the tip ball, and going the other way is Darrell Dixon. And Dixon's got it all the way to the 40-yard line. There goes the Alabama drive. Darrell Dixon's 3rd interception of the season. That was a ricochet off Millen's hands on an attempted screen pass.
Going to just try and run a slow screen in here. He comes in motion. Right there, the ball's tipped. The defensive back picks it up. Good vision. Very similar to the interception that went Alabama's way. Florida gets one on a tip ball.
And Watt stuck his head in there, or he'd have been gone. The quarterback made the tackle. Here's Graham on a little counter. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Another look. You're not going to blame that on the quarterback.
No, Freddie should have had that.
Yeah, he could have had that one. Should have had that one. I think this points out that the quarterbacks, the quarterbacks and the offenses come into this game a little down, a little inconsistent, not very confident, and the defenses are up to speed and ready to play. They've taken the ball away twice.
Here's a give to Graham again. I don't know if he got anything that time either. It'll be 3rd down and almost 10. Miguel Barrett made the tackle. So Alabama's defense trying to come up with a stopper here after the 2nd turnover of the ball game. Each team has an interception already. 7:25 remaining in the quarter. 7-0 Florida. At the 40-yard line, they're going to have to earn this 3rd down conversion, and they've been struggling in that area, that's for sure.
Only 4 of 26 in the last 2 games. That's horrible.
Palmer wings it out. Jackson makes the catch, but he goes down after a gain of only 3. Salim Rashid, the middle linebacker. You talk about some speed for a true freshman. He drags him down from behind. So Alabama did what they had to do, stopped them right away.
Yeah, I thought Steve might go for it here, but I don't think the offense is playing that well. You got to punt it and let his defense come out here.
Riley Millen's numbers as a punt returner. And Alan Ryan will be trying to knock this thing down inside the 10 somewhere, give his coverage unit a chance to down it. Now a 4th down and 7. And now whistle. Take too much time, maybe give himself a little bit more room to punt.
Yeah, this is a penalty where in a kicking situation where you don't care if you take too much time because your punter's got plenty of leg to even kick it out of the end zone.
So we'll do it again.
We have a dead ball foul, delay of the game against the offense, violation of the 25-second clock, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Well, Alan Ryan has dropped 10 of them inside the 20 this year. What he hopes to have a little better angle to do here. We look from behind him. There's 6:14 remaining in the first quarter. High kick. Heading for the far side, and what a job by the special teams. The penalty work. Benny Alexander went down there and nabbed it out of midair. Inside the 5 again. Alabama will be buried. When we come back, they trail by 7.
When it comes to traditional luxury, it's anything but more of the same. Introducing the all-new 2000 Bonneville, screaming with attitude you'd never expect in a luxury sports sedan. More luxury, more attitude. The all-new 2000 Bonneville by Pontiac.
National Car Rental presents Drive for the National Championship. In 1995, 7th-ranked Colorado played host to Tom Osborne's Nebraska Cornhuskers. Inspired by Amon Green's 58-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage, Nebraska and quarterback Tommy Frazier dominated all game long, beating Colorado convincingly. Nebraska would go on to finish the season as undefeated national champion. This year's national champion will be crowned in the title game of the Bowl Championship Series.
Hey there, time for a holiday. So switch off your computers and take a national holiday with National Car Rental. Spend some time with National Heroes. Or visit a national treasure. Join the National Football League. Or take your kids to a national park. But wherever you go, National will get you there fast. Because with hundreds of locations nationwide, it's hard to find a place that's not a national city. Whoa! National Car Rental. What are you waiting for? Let's go!
Tuesday, joyride with Caitlin and Mike on their wild road trip. You won't believe where it leads.
This is exactly how I lost my virginity.
All new Spin City. See you Tuesday on ABC.
The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper has 6:08 remaining first quarter. And Alabama trails by a touchdown, and you see where they have to go to work again inside their own 5 at the 4-yard line. Zhao back in at quarterback. The quick give to Alexander. And Alexander gets him a little more room to breathe. Got about 3. Well, they like to run that left side, Bob.
Oh, they
good
do.
reason.
Yeah, the left tackle. Chris Samuels, an All-American, and he's been one for the last couple of years. He is huge. He's allowed no sacks this year. That's pretty good. And starting his 41st game here tonight.
Not bad for a guy who he told us yesterday, not that many teams recruited me. He said 4 or 5 schools, that was about it. He had a neck injury his senior season that scared some people off. They're all wishing they would have pursued him a little more.
You bet.
2nd down and 6. Here's the toss. Alexander broke a tackle, cuts outside, 1st down run. And he's out to the 18-yard line. Best run so far for Sean Alexander, 10 yards.
Brad, when you're backed up against your own end zone, having a talent like Chris Samuels becomes a very important weapon as they run to the left side again. He gets a great block and opens up a big hole. When you're back in your end zone, you don't want to do too many things fancy. Having a dominant offensive line, it means you can just get behind him, run in his wake, and pick up some substantial yards without taking the risk.
Yeah, he had a nice wake that time, too, Swanee. You're right. 1st down from the 18. 2 tight end set for Bama. Alexander coming the other way. He's the workhorse so far here in this first quarter that has a little under 5 minutes remaining. 18 yards on 7 carries. Sean Alexander knows that he's got a big one up there in front of him to help lead the way.
Chris on the field is the best tackle, the best lineman in the country, and I think he's probably the best lineman ever played at the University of Alabama. He's probably one of the best ever played for college football. And then off the field, he's the definition of a leader. You know, he's the one that voices his opinion about things, and if players are not performing, he'll be the one to come forward to the side and tell them it's time to step up.
Zhao has a little trouble with the center snap. Gets the pass out, though. Complete, open field. Antonio Carter. Carter on his way across midfield. He might have a touchdown. He's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. Benny Alexander stayed with it, or he'd have been gone 53 yards as it is. I think Hogan got a nice block out there in the middle of the field, and Carter knows how to turn the Jets on.
Carter comes across the formation, as you see right there, goes out of the picture. You roll to your left, you fake the pass, now you throw it back. You got 2 linemen and a tackle out there. Hogan gets out there, Samuels was out there. Carter's got all kinds of speed, but so is their speed with Alexander in that secondary.
Now Alabama's got it working. Career long catch for Carter. 1st down at the 26. Here's the counter to Sean Bohannon. Giving Sean Alexander a little breather, and he's got about 5.
Both of these teams have great speed at the skill positions, wide receivers and in the defensive secondary. That's why you'll see a lot of these split screens and these slip screens, throw the ball out there and hope that they can break one like Carter just did.
But a penalty on the play. Talking it over with Chambers and the options that Florida has. Rogers Redding with the call.
We have an illegal formation against the offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Didn't have 7 up there close, so the penalty backs it up. Tomorrow on ABC Sports, Tostitos Bowl Championship Series selection show. John Saunders and Terry Bowden will announce which teams will play in the BCS Bowl games. They'll be joined live by Florida State head coach Bobby Bowden and his quarterback Chris Wenke. And from Blacksburg, Virginia Tech head coach Frank Beamer and the rest of the Hokies will be there. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC Sports. Zhao here fakes the Statue of Liberty and throws long. And he almost had a touchdown. Tim Bowens made an adjustment, got turned around, did get his hands on it in the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And it was a bad decision. He shouldn't have thrown it because there was coverage there.
That one took a long time to develop, and it didn't develop very well.
Yeah, it was a fake. It was a fake reverse. You're going to see the reverse. Fake the reverse. He's going to come back. He's going to throw. He's going to fake the reverse over here, and then he's going to come back and throw. But look downfield. Right here. Right there, he's covered. He's double covered, and he threw the ball. He threw it away from the coverage. If he hadn't thrown it so poorly, it would have been picked off.
Second down and 15. Zhao's got only one completion, that 52-yarder. Wants to throw again and does, and has an open man now at the 25. McAdley trying to battle for extra yardage, and really only got back to the original line of scrimmage. Benny Alexander made the tackle.
Pick up some yardage. Don't make any big mistakes. Keep the drive going. Just get some points on the board. Your third possession, you want to get down there and at least get on the board.
Their third down conversion situation this year has been a pretty good one, especially against Florida in the first game this year. They were unbelievable.
Lights
11
out.
of 20.
Yeah, not bad on fourth down either.
They got a third down and a long 9 here. 4 wideouts. Millins in a slot over there on the left side. And Zhao from the gun. Has some time. Scans the field. Had it tipped and almost picked off. Somebody got a hand on it in the middle. Might have been Okendo Johnson, the linebacker, who was coming. And it's fourth down.
Yeah, if you can't get there, at least get your hands up. And Zhao, the quarterback, is responsible most of the time to get this ball past the lineman. Take a look from behind the defense. He's looking right at where he wants to throw it. See, those defensive linemen are looking right at him. They got nothing else to do. They can't get to him, so they say, all right, when you start to throw, I'm jumping. And they put their hands up. Quarterback's got to look off the defensive lineman, if you can believe that.
Ryan Flugner will try a 42-yard field goal, and he missed that one badly. He didn't play the first time around due to an injury, and that one never had a chance. So Alabama got a 52-yard pass play. Then they got a penalty, found themselves in long yardage, and missed a 42-yard field goal. Still 7-0, the Gators.
He kicked that one like he kicked that winning extra point down in the swamp on October the 2nd. The second one just barely went in.
It was ugly. Well, the snap a little high, but he got the hold down.
Good hold.
Good hold, bad kick.
Yep. Well, he got the nerves out of his system.
That one's out of the way.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like that opening tee shot. Again, no gain. That's Chuck Marks on the carry. The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper on ABC Sports, brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler, Dr. Pepper. This is the taste. Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. We measure success one investor at a time. Dell Computer, pioneering direct internet ideas for your business. Be direct, Dell. And the all-new 2000 Pontiac Bonneville, luxury with attitude. There's our luxurious Golden Dome of the Capitol building, about 1.5 miles down the road from the Georgia Dome. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Swan. The SEC Championship game, Florida leads.
Here they come.
Here they come on a blitz. And it pays off.
Oh, did you see that?
Wow. Almost took the hand off that time, Darius Gilbert did.
Huh? This is pretty good. Gilbert gets in there. He sees the quarterback get the ball. He hands it to this guy. I said, I'm after the quarterback. No, I'll get the other guy. Ooh. Gillespie says, hey, don't give it to me when there's a red shirt there. If I got no chance, I got all this speed stored up. Don't give it to me. You take the hit.
Gilbert considered the best cover linebacker Alabama's got. He covered Gillespie, I'll say that much. 3rd down and 14. Palmer rifles it out. Completes to Travis Taylor. Taylor trying to weave through traffic, but he only got back to about the 28-yard line, and Florida's going to have to kick it. Alabama's defense, after giving up that early touchdown, has done its job and done it well.
They have. Both defenses, after the first drive by Florida, have played very well.
Allen Ryan, first punt was a dandy. Benny Alexander caught it in midair. This time he can air it out all he wants, and Freddie Millens is waiting back at the 25-yard line. High snap. He gets it out of there, and Millens wants to clear out the people in front of him. It almost hit an Alabama player, but it went out of bounds anyway. So the Tides got it back at the 27-yard line. Sunday night on ESPN, Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys battle for a playoff berth. They'll travel to New England to meet the Patriots. Then Monday on ABC, Jeff George and the resurgent Minnesota Vikings take on that tough Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense of Tony Dungy. It's the 30th anniversary season of Monday Night Football. Continues Monday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, right here on ABC.
The Buccaneers are coming back.
Yes, they are.
And how would you like to have those 2 wide receivers that Minnesota's got?
Oh, Jeff George is having a field day right now.
Yes, he is. What quarterback wouldn't?
Tyler Watts comes back in. He and Zhao have shared this first quarter that is about 1 play from expiring. From the 27, the toss to Sean Alexander. Found himself a little avenue, and he's got about 8 more yards as the first quarter comes to a close. Florida got an early touchdown. That's all we've got so far, 7-0. An ABC Sports presentation of college football will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Hey. This is for those ready to hit the road.
Hit the road. This is for the long way home. This
is for those who want to widen their horizons. This is for the passing lane. This is for right now.
Right now. Hit the road for 2.9% APR financing, and you can get average finance savings of up to $16.18 on a 2000 Grand Prix GT. This is for me.
For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement. This is for me.
The NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
Penguins, Devils, Tuesday at 7:30 on ESPN2.
When we redesigned Dodge Neon, we gave it a longer wheelbase and more total interior volume. Not to mention a 132-horse, 16-valve engine, 4-wheel independent suspension, theater-style lighting, 4 cup holders, a standard 6-speaker stereo, and tons of other good stuff. Dodge Neon. Different.
Where is he?
With digital wireless service from Bell South Mobility at just $10 a month, their lowest rate ever, everyone's going wireless.
A go-kart, a skateboard, an activity?
Literally. And for just $10 more, you can add unlimited night and weekend calling or 100 anytime minutes.
Video games.
With prices this low, nothing surprises me anymore.
Happy Hanukkah from News Channel 9.
ABC Sports continues with the SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper.
Set to start the second quarter. Florida by a touchdown. The Dr. Pepper first quarter statistics. Alabama with a total yardage edge, mostly on that 53-yard pass play by Carter, and you see those 2 turnovers, each team with an interception.
And each team did not do anything with the interception. They had to punt following the interception. Florida took the opening drive down for a score.
Alabama on second and short. Goes to their bread and butter, and Sean Alexander's in the clear across midfield and down to the 44-yard line. He's starting to get warmed up. 21 yards.
Did a nice job of just ignoring one of the defensive backs that was trying to tackle him. Right here on the right side, the corner's going to come up. That's Cromartie. And he just says, excuse me, but you're not tackling me right now. Moving on.
Alexander, 21 yards. Florida kept him pretty much in check in that first game early, and then he broke out near the end. Here they break out in 4 wideouts. And it's Millens again at the quarterback, and the quarterback draw. Old single wing with Freddie Millens here.
Normally a wide receiver, Freddie Millens, a high school quarterback, has gotten big play written all over him.
And he was one of the top high school quarterbacks in the state of Mississippi, and he can throw it too.
They spread 5 wide receivers out, everybody. The linebackers have to take off outside. It's a good call, but it probably won't work again because Florida's seen it one time now, and they'll keep somebody in there.
That's pretty interesting this week. Everybody asking Mike DuBose who's going to start at quarterback. And he said a couple of times, how about Freddie Millens? Well, he's played him twice now at that position.
He's started 3 different guys at quarterback.
Sean Alexander, 4 more yards before Daryl Dixon can bring him down. As I mentioned, first 24 carries for Sean Alexander, not much. But the last 2 times he touched it were the ones that counted. The touchdown that got it to overtime and the touchdown in overtime. And in fact, the last pass he caught in that game was also a touchdown.
I think he hurt him more catching the ball than he did running it.
Yeah, he did. He had 94 yards in the air.
Talking about all these quarterbacks that Alabama's playing, we got a scoop. DuBose has played 3 quarterbacks. Spurrier's only played 1.
We knew we'd see 4. We didn't know it'd be the breakdown. First down, just inside the Florida 31. It's Millens now, and an end around, and he found himself an opening. Freddie Millens on the run.
He's dynamite.
Down to the 8-yard line. And he went 22 yards in a hurry.
He caught 10 passes against Florida in the first game, and he's hurting them now in a different way. He's excitement.
They liken him a little bit to David Palmer. Remember old double twos?
Yes.
He played there.
Good call there.
Now it's first and goal, Alabama at the Florida 8-yard line. Going to give it to the fullback. And McClintock got about a yard, maybe 2. Rushing in the game so far, Alabama with the definite advantage. As Alexander's done some damage, Bohannon came in, and Millens as well, and Florida's got 1 yard on the ground. Right now, Alabama would like to get 7 more yards to the end zone. They trail by 7. All rushing plays on this drive. Watch from the gun. They'll throw it here. Alexander out in the flat. And he's going to get flattened at about the 6-yard line. Nice job by the Florida defense. Mike Natile and Okendo Johnson out there to help on the stop.
Yeah, that was not drawn up the way Mike DuBose wanted it to go. And, of course, Spurrier with his defense getting up there, they wanted to, you know, sometimes you'll run a play in practice all week inside the 10-yard line and you say, oh, that's great, we're going to run that play when we get in there. Then you catch a different defense and you get a whole different look. And it doesn't look anything like what you expected.
Alex Brown just checked in at defensive end. He's been quiet and hasn't been on the field much for the Gators. Here they come out in a 4 wide-out group. Unless it's a quarterback draw, we're going to see a throw from the 6. Watts is hit. Down he goes. Alex Brown made the first hit. Gerard Warren cleaned up.
Well, those are the 2 top players in that defensive line. Alex Brown is 13. You don't want to let him go. You got to.
Nobody touched him.
Samuels was right there. That's the first sack that Samuels has given up in quite a long time. He had 2 guys over on his side. He had Brown and the other one, and he let Brown go.
Lugner missed badly in his first kick attempt. This is a 29-yard field goal. And this one's right down Peachtree.
Told you got the nerves out of it. He's good.
11:03.
He's good now.
Remaining in the half. 7-3 Florida.
How dare dare you, sir? The impudence.
I have known diet drinks, and you, sir, are no diet.
Mr.
Chairman, I think
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
How do you measure success? Presenting iChoice from Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, a dynamic new financial program that lets you achieve your success your way. How do you measure success? At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
I'm Steve Kirby. These are my mountains. I test emissions for Ford Motor Company. We're up here in the Rockies testing Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury sport utility vehicles. We're really concerned about the environment. Every SUV we sell this year is going to be low emissions. These vehicles average 35% less smog-forming emissions than the government requires. 35%. That's really amazing. The government doesn't make us do this. We're doing this for my mountains. Better ideas driven by you.
How do these three roommates, yeah them, celebrate the return of the show?
Look at me, spraying cheese down my pants.
Oh, Grow Up returns after Spain City. See you Tuesday on ABC.
Well, Alabama on the board, but not what they wanted. They had it first and goal at the 8, had to settle for a 29-yard field goal. 7-3, the Gators lead. Warren, the guy that got the sack after the hit by Alex Brown on the quarterback, and that's what forced the field goal. And Lane Bearden's got it teed up. Bo Carroll and John Capel waiting on it. Bo Carroll going to bring it from the 4, from inside the end zone, 4-yard deep, I should say, and got it out to about the 22-yard line. Let's check the Dell Game Solutions for Florida, Bob.
Well, Florida offensively, they need just solid quarterback play. It's been inconsistent, only 5 touchdown passes in the last 6 games. Defensively for Alabama, no big plays. When you've got an offense that's struggling, just force them to take their time and get down the field, and hopefully they'll self-destruct as Florida has been doing lately in the last few weeks.
Well, we've got 10:52 to go in the half, and we have not seen Doug Johnson yet. Still Jesse Palmer at the controls. Palmer 3 out of 5, 43 yards and an interception. He's back to put it up again, and this one's a strike. Out to the 36-yard line, complete to Travis Taylor. Doug Johnson, sensational against Alabama, but in the 5 games since, he's only got the same amount of touchdown passes.
He's a screen now. He's screening. He's standing and screening so the other side can't see the signals that Steve is sending in, and Billy Young, the other quarterback, that does most of the signaling.
He's screening, and inside he's probably screaming.
He's screening and screaming.
First down, Florida, and Graham got a nice block. And Graham trying to break free. He's got 13 yards, or close to it, and a first down. Milo Lewis finally hung on for dear life and dragged him down.
Nice running play. Florida has a good offensive line. One of the positive things this year, Florida has run the ball much better this year than they have in past years.
They averaged 4.7 a carry as a team. Graham didn't play in that first game in the regular season. Injured his thigh the previous week. His thighs look pretty good here. Got a couple more to midfield. Merritt made the tackle. And we're down to the 10-minute mark in the second quarter. Florida on the board with a touchdown, and Alabama missed a field goal and made one. That's where we sit at 7-3. Couple of 9-2 clubs, both 7-1 in the Southeastern Conference. Alabama on a 4-game winning streak. Florida coming off a loss to Florida State a couple weeks back. One that they had to get over and get ready for this one.
Yep.
2nd and 8 from midfield. Palmer throws, and that one should have been caught. Looked like it hit Darrell Jackson right in the 9. That was a bad spot, I guess.
Can't throw it and catch it, too. Somebody's got to be out there catching it. Tight end just goes to the outside, little curl and inside, just throw it. Got to catch it in your hands. You catch it in your chest, it's going to bounce off of it.
Tried to use his body instead of his head. Now he's hitting himself in the head. No, he should have had it.
I think one of the things that Steve likes about Jesse Palmer is that he knows where to go with the ball, and he gets it there on time.
Went to the right guy, but the right guy just didn't hold it, so it's 3rd and 8. 4 wideouts now for Palmer.
They've had 3rd and 10, 3rd and 14, a lot of 3rd and longs.
Here comes the heat on him. Down he goes, and he almost lost the football to boot. Jarrett Johnson with a sack. A loss of 13.
From behind the defense, Johnson's going to make a big swing around to the right side. This defensive line is good balance. They all get a lot of sacks, and nobody has a lot of them, so there's one guy that you can single out on.
So just when Florida looked like it had something going offensively, they're forced to kick again. And penalty markers, they'll blow it dead. This might be offside on Alabama. Even if it is, it's still going to be 4th down and a mile.
Ball foul. False start. I guess the offense movement in the line prior to the snap.
Well, it's going to get worse, so back up 5 more.
Spurrier said that we would see Doug Johnson in the game early. He didn't know which one he was going to name as his starter. He announced about midweek Doug Johnson has started most of the games this year. Said that Johnson would be in early in the ball game.
We saw that 15 penalties, and penalties are cropping up on him a little bit here now. Some heat on the punter this time. He got it out of there. Not a bad kick. Millens, fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 44-yard kick, no return. 7-3 Florida.
A pile of 100-year-old bricks might look like rubble to some. But I knew what they'd been through. Knew that you could hardly hurt them. And that bricks with a history like that was strong enough to stand again.
Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Can't believe you pushed it like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. He's so sensitive. These are mine, too.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
This week's Aflac trivia question. Sean Alexander scored over 100 points in back-to-back seasons. Who's the only other SEC player to do so? We'll have the answer for you coming up in a few minutes. There's a guy that's done it. And he's done a pretty good job in this first half. Alabama will work from its own 24-yard line.
There's your I formation with the receivers out there.
And they tried throwing it to the back guy out there the last time, and that blew up on him. Zau's in there at quarterback. This time they'll keep it on the ground instead. Alexander in trouble in his own backfield. Down he goes. And it's Thaddeus Bullard. Loss of 6.
We'll draw play lineup. Get the attention out there like it got our attention, the 3 wide receivers. Bullard says, the heck with all that. I'm in here. I'm in the trenches.
Bullard actually a guy that played better in the regular season matchup against Alabama than the more acclaimed Alex Brown. 2nd down and 16 now. Alexander's checked out. Bohannon's checked in. And he's a slot man. Here comes the blitz. Zau pumps once, trying to get it to Millens. Flags down. Oh, boy. And it's Bullard.
Oh. You do not want to do that if you got a wide receiver screen. His fake ones to him and then throw it to him.
That one hurts.
The first fake just attracts attention. Bad attention.
Freddie Millens ran right over the flag before he got deposited. And so we await the penalty. Going apparently against Alabama.
So they've thrown 4 balls to Millens now. That's the first one that he's caught. And he probably wished that he hadn't thrown it to him.
Against the offense, the penalty is half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
So now they're going to find themselves down in a hole again. They've been spending too much time inside their own 10 today.
He wants to throw a wide receiver screen, and he pumps, and when he pumps, all that does is attract those linebackers' attention in the center of the field. Oh, that's a headache.
Hardman is the guy that made the hit. Another true freshman. That Florida defense. Georgia Dome in Atlanta, the site of the SEC championship, a packed house, as it always is. And our SEC championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Low scoring, 7-3 with 7:35 left in the first quarter. Very different from the regular season game. 40-39 overtime win by Alabama. And all week we've all been saying we don't think we'd see another one of those.
No.
And we're not.
They never are the same.
Third down and 17. Zhao trying to hang in and finally did get his tight end Jones on a crossing pattern. And Terry got his head down and got a first down. Oh boy, needed 17 and he got 20. He's a pretty good one.
He is.
Sophomore out of Tuscaloosa.
You know, it was third and long, and this is a safe route. The tight end is lined up right here. Everybody's going to run deep, but the tight end is going to sneak out. It's a short throw. He fakes like he's going to block. He gets lost in there. It's an easy throw. Now get my man 250 pounds and get him ahead of steam.
And a first down out at the 36-yard line. Bohannon in there at the tailback. Jones, the tight end, who just caught it, shifts over to the left side. It's the toss to Bohannon. And he's got a blocker in front, broke a tackle, and he's got a first down. From one Sean to another. 11 yards for Bohannon. So far in this game, great opening kick return for Florida. Helped get him in gear to go 55 yards and cap it with the option play to the tight end Kenny. A missed 42-yard field goal by Pflugner, but he came back and knocked one in from 29. That's our scoring so far, 7-3, but Alabama on the move here. They moved it out to the 47.
And what you're seeing is Alabama starting to take over the game. 29 plays to 18 for Florida.
First down at the 47. Zhao on a drop back this time. Fires high, intended for Millens, and a penalty marker flies in at the end of the play from the secondary. Jason McAdley out there might have gotten tangled up with Marquand Manuel as the officials have a confab down at the line of scrimmage. It is holding on the defense. And so Alabama's going to get some free yardage, and we're going to go to New York and John Saunders. John?
Brad, it's time for the Burger King update from the Big 12 championship game seen earlier here today on ABC. Nebraska and Texas. Correll Buckhalter busts through everyone, takes off, almost takes it to the end zone, finally caught 55 yards in the run, but it sets up Eric Crouch for his second touchdown of the day as Nebraska rolled over Texas 22-6. We'll have more at halftime. More highlights of that and more. Brad, back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Back in Atlanta, it's a first down Alabama now at the 43-yard line of Florida. Here's a counter. Sean Alexander waiting for his blockers, and he's not going to find any. He's had some pretty good runs going the right direction, but he's had 3 that have dropped him for 3 yards or more in losses.
A counter. Defensive line gets some penetration. Davis flies over the top. Hardiman, a true freshman, number 42. 2 of the starting linebackers for Florida are hurt and out of the ball game. McCasson, as Lynn Swan told you about a little earlier, and Keith Kelsey didn't start the game. So 2 more true freshmen, Natil and Hardman, are in there in the linebacking corps.
Second down at 13. Here comes the blitz. Zhao throws. Millens in and out of his hands again as they tried that wide receiver screen, and it didn't work again. Freddie Millins, most of his catches were underneath, like that type of play the first time.
Yeah, behind the line of scrimmage, that would be the screen pass that we've seen. A little short, the slant would be something but from in the 15-yard range, and not many balls downfield. So, and they're not doing that here tonight either. And most of the passes have been simple, easy passes, and quick passes, and not asking him to do too much.
Swanee's not holding on to it, though.
Well, if you come across the middle of that much traffic and take the shots he has, sooner or later it's going to take a toll.
I knew you'd recognize something like that.
Zhao going to go deep this time. Incomplete. And Gator fans holding their breath. Alabama fans looking for a flag, didn't get one. Cromartie on the coverage of McAdley.
Well, this was just good coverage. They're throwing the ball short. They're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage. A nice call by Charlie Stubbs, the quarterback coach. Now throw it down the field. Get those defensive backs off our backs. That was a good play.
Zhao only 4 of 10, and it'll bring out Patrick Morgan to punt again. Beaucaire waiting on the 10-yard line for Florida. Only 5:39 left in the first half. Morgan hangs up. A high one goes out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Great kick.
That's a beauty.
Great kick.
44 yards and drops it at the 2. That's where Florida will have it on offense when we come back.
I can't believe you tore a skirt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. He's so sensitive. These are mine, too.
To me, this isn't a hobby or even a sport. It's an obsession. So if I can't get out to this exact spot at this exact time of year, I may as well be bowling.
Get out there. An expedition from your Ford Outfitter. Outfitting you with the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
I am a Pokemon master. I've captured all 150 types of monsters. I've come prepared to do battle with Pikachu, Mewtwo, Bulbasaur.
Burger King is a mile down the road on the right.
Thanks, mister.
Must be Tuesday. Yep.
Every Tuesday night is Pokemon Trading Night. Bring your kids in for a tasty Burger King Big Kids meal dinner and let them trade their cards and toys. It makes a parent's life a little easier, not to mention a Pokemon traders. Pokemon and the Burger King Big Kids meal. Come and catch them all.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Bowl Championship Series on ABC.
Let's go!
96 SEC championship belonged to the Florida offense and Danny Wuerffel, as Ike Hilliard caught one of the 6 touchdown passes Wuerffel threw. Rydell Anthony caught everything he threw his way. 11 receptions. They rolled to a win in a national championship and a Heisman Trophy and a high round pick of the New Orleans Saints, and he's in the house.
Don't show that tape to Steve Spurrier, boy.
He'd love to have him back.
Oh, boy. Ike Hilliard and Rydell Anthony, Jacques Green. He'd like to have all those guys back.
Swanee's with Danny down in the field, guys.
Thank you, Brad. Danny, we were talking earlier when you were a freshman, you split time with Terry Dean. Tell us what that like for a quarterback in the mindset, having to share that time.
Well, I never had to do every play. You know, fortunately, when I was in, I got a chance to run the series. And as a starter, I wouldn't think that'd be great. But, you know, now, sitting watching every play in the NFL, to go out and play every other play, that'd be a great deal.
How does that affect your attitude when you're out there?
Well, I think just confidence and rhythm. You know, you want to get in there. But you make work what you got to do, and they've made it work different years, and, you know, they'll make it work if they have to tonight. They're going to make it work with one guy, it looks like.
Congratulations on your marriage last June.
All right.
Thank you for stopping by.
God bless you.
Danny Wuerffel, Heisman Trophy winner, New Orleans Saints quarterback. He'll be in this building tomorrow as the Saints play the Falcons.
Good kid.
Yep.
Good guy.
That last play made by Kendall Moorhead, who was SEC Defensive Player of the Week for sacking Ben Leard of Auburn. in the end zone for a safety, and he might want some of Palmer. But Palmer's got other ideas. Deep ball incomplete. Rashay Caldwell was out there, but good coverage by Milo Lewis. And now Florida's in a tough spot with a 4th down and a kick that's going to have their punter backed up to the end of the blue.
Well, Florida's had the ball 6 possessions now, and with this punt, they would have punted the last 4 times. They scored on their first possession and nothing since then.
Allen Ryan backed up right under his own post. He's had 1 block this year. Looks like Alabama's got the return set up for Millens, though, although they are shifting around on the front. Well, they got a little heat on him. End-over-end kick. Millens going to wait for a bounce, and the bounce is in Alabama's favor. They're going to have great starting field position at the 36-yard line. The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper on ABC Sports, brought to you by Russell Athletic, made for the long run. Aflac, without it, no insurance is complete. Burger King, have it your way. And Ford Outfitters, no boundaries. There's the 2 newest residents to our city of Atlanta. Loon Loon and Yang Yang are pandas, and man, they have been treated like royalty. In fact, that bamboo they're chewing on, they have to get that stuff shipped in special. They didn't like the Atlanta bamboo.
Well, they got new stuff, huh?
They got new stuff coming in every day. And they have caused a stir out of the Atlanta Zoo, I'll tell you. Davis makes a stop, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 8 at the 34. Time winding down here. 3:45 remaining in the half. Alexander's had to work for it, Bob.
He has. You know, I see that number 37. How many? Tell me of another great running back that ever wore 37.
That big fella you used to give it to, wasn't he?
That was 39. A good friend of mine, Billy Vessels, Heisman Trophy winner. We sit and talk. I kid him about 37. He brought up a famous 37 that you should know about.
Tony Nathan.
Played for SMU, Hall of Famer.
Doak.
There you go.
There you go.
Doak Walker. What a great guy.
I was thinking about Alabama running backs you played with. You played with Tony Nathan. He was pretty good.
He was. False start against the offense. Movement in the line prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Coming up tomorrow on ABC, ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating continues. Men's world silver medalist Evgeny Lushenko looks to take the lead in the 3rd of the Grand Prix series events. He'll battle the world's elite skaters as the road to gold continues. The Nations Cup tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific on ABC. 2nd down and 13. Play action, bootleg. Watts wants to throw back. Now sets and fires. Got Alexander out there. And almost intercepted. Alex Brown got back there in coverage and almost had an interception. Well, from a sack-happy defensive end to covering Sean Alexander about 40 yards downfield.
Here's Brown on Samuels. Now he comes off of it. They were trying to get the ball to Alexander on a little sneak play down the sideline on Mateel, the true freshman. Brown saw it. You know, Brown, that was not Brown's responsibility. I know that he was not supposed to be down that far.
Well, he got back there and broke it up.
They're probably going to give him a minus on the play when they're grading the films, but they're going to say after they give him a minus, good play, good play.
Nice job.
Yeah, nice job.
Here comes the pressure on Watts. He's in trouble in the pocket, runs out of it, and got to about the 32-yard line. Daryl Dixon finally knocked him off his feet. And now decision time about whether or not this is going to be a long field goal attempt or not. They're going to give a fluke or the kicker a crack at it here.
Alabama has alternated quarterbacks on every series. Watts is normally the better runner of the two.
So Ryan Flugner missed earlier from 42. He'll try from 48 here from the near hash mark. Trying to make it a one-point game. Kick on the way. Got plenty of legs.
He's got it.
He's got it. He got that bad one out of the way.
Boy, didn't he?
And now he's on a roll. With 2:03 remaining in the half, that cuts the lead to 1.
3 years ago, my IT guys told me there'd be 2 kinds of businesses. Those with a vision to master the internet and those without. And we didn't want to be the second kind.
Then Dell came to see us. They showed us how to use the internet for direct relationships with our customers, suppliers, everyone who's a part of our business. With Dell's support, there's no limit to where I can take this company. We always knew we needed the internet. We just didn't know how badly.
Be direct. Dell. Dell servers use Intel Pentium 3 processors.
This is a rental car. It's just a car, not even your car. So what's the big difference when you're choosing? Price. You search, get the rates, and what you're really looking for is a great car at a low rate. That's Thrifty. Just the things you'd expect from a worldwide car rental company. Things like great cars, great service, airline miles, Blue Chip Express program, the works, and at a low rate. So the next time you need a rental car, call Thrifty. Just what you want, just Thrifty.
We have never forgotten ours. Not surprisingly, we measure success a little differently.
Our Aflac trivia question earlier, who's the other guy that had back-to-back 100-point seasons? It was a pretty good running back that played in this state, Herschel Walker. Yep. In 81 and 82, Herschel had 120 and 104 and went on to win also a Heisman Trophy. And Georgia won a national championship in his 3-year stay in Athens as well. So 7-6 now as Pflugner hit field goals exactly 9 minutes apart. Lane Bearden to kick. And Bo Carroll and John Capel wait at the goal line. It's been Carroll all day, and he's got another one 2 yards deep. Bo Carroll's got great speed. Cut back across the 30 out to the 31-yard line. Good return. And we're going to return to New York and update John and Terry, guys.
All right, Brad, coming up on Valvoline Halftime 99, we'll look back to the Big 12 championship won by Nebraska, hear from some of their players. We'll also talk about this game as well.
I'll tell you, Alabama's playing with confidence, although they gave up a quick score. They've played and taken the fight to Florida, and they're playing the better game in this first half.
All right, that's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 99. Back to Brad in Atlanta.
All right, guys, thank you. And Terry, you're right. Florida's been shut down by this Alabama defense since that opening touchdown, and they almost got an interception there. Milo Lewis diving in front of Darrell Jackson. Almost had him one.
It's just a poor route by Jackson and an underthrow by Palmer. This game is developing into something that almost started the last time. He just dropped that ball. Should have been an interception. Milo Thomas would have had his 5th interception of the year. Time of possession, big for Alabama here. Almost 7 minutes more in the first half than Florida.
Florida struggling, as you see there, held without a first down 4 of the 6 times they've had the ball. Palmer back to throw again. Going to throw the same type of pass. This one is intercepted. Picked off by Lewis. They tried it twice. It backfired both times. The second time, it'll change possession.
Well, they went back to it because it was open. Right down here, it's single coverage. He's just going to go down and run to the out. Darrell Jackson, the ball's thrown back to the inside. You want to have that ball hanging. Milo does a nice job. Good vision, sees the quarterback all the way. That is his 5th interception.
Right before that play, I was going to ask you if you were surprised we hadn't seen Doug Johnson. I didn't have a chance to ask you. And there's the quarterback coach and the quarterback talking about it. From the 36, Alabama, great field position. Zhao on the bootlegs, got his fullback. McClintock down the sideline near the 20. Andre Davis got him down, but he picked up 15 yards.
Charlie Stubbs is the quarterback coach that calls the plays. I thought he did a nice job in the first time these two teams played, and I think he's doing a nice job here. The thing that he's got going for him is he's got a running game. The Gators don't have a running game. Only 4 yards rushing for the Gators in the first half, whereas the Tide has almost 100 yards rushing to this point.
They moved it down to the 21 of Florida, looking to take the lead before halftime. They trail 7-6. Zhao on a toss to Alexander, and he wants to throw. Now he decides to pull it down and take off on his own, and he got it to about the 17. He had a couple receivers down there.
Good decision, but they had a couple, and it was a good decision to pull it down, not to throw it up. Got to make it look like it's going to be a run, and they didn't do a good enough job because the corner on that side, Alexander, had him covered.
And Mike Nattiel's the guy that put the hat on Alexander at the 17-yard line. Alabama's got 2 timeouts left. We're under a minute and a half. Zhao from the shotgun. Plenty of time. Throws across the middle. Flags are down. McAdley's down to a 1st and goal, but let's see if it's a holding call. It is. That negates about a 10-yard pickup and obviously a 1st and goal. This will bring it back out closer to the 30-yard line.
We have holding against the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
It's a good offensive line, but they have a true freshman, number 65 right here, and this is Alex Brown, the pass rusher extraordinaire right there. Well, it's Bullard this time. I don't know if that was it or not. It was close. He may have had a hold of him.
Well, it backs it out to the 27. And a timeout. Both teams are going to head to their sidelines. Mike DeBoe's going to have a word or two of the headline.
He's doing a little lobbying for later calls.
Coming up on Tuesday, don't miss the hilarious return of the hit comedy Oh Grow Up, right after an all-new Spin City. All starts 8 o'clock, 7 Central. See you Tuesday on ABC. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us. The SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper has 42 seconds remaining in the half. Sean Alexander, the first time these two teams played, definitely responded. He had to struggle to get some yards, but he got the ones he needed, including the touchdowns both through the air and on the ground. And when they desperately needed them, the end of regulation, and then more importantly in overtime on the very first play of OT, weaving through the Florida defense. And they hit their extra point after missing the first one. And they won it 40-39, and there's the numbers he put up. And as Bob said, he hurt him as much, if not more, as a receiver than he did as a running back.
Yeah, and they're dominating the time of possession in this game just like they did in that game.
They owned the field for 41 minutes and 22 seconds the first time. Here comes a blitz on Zhao. Loads and fires behind Millens. Incomplete.
This is not a real sharp passing game, passing attack. They're 10th in the conference in passing. They don't make hay running, passing the football. They make it on the ground.
Florida's not exactly lighting it up through the air tonight.
No, they're not.
Cuthbert, or rather Red Mill, is shaken up. He's going to limp off. Saw him holding his knee or his lower leg on that last play. So now it's 3rd down and 16. 5 receivers for Zhao. Steps up in the pocket to the end zone. Flag down, touchdown. McAdley in front of Cromartie. And Alabama's in the end zone. Yeah, you give them that much time to throw, and they're going to do a number on you. 27 yards on a 3rd and 16.
You got it. You give them that much time, 3rd and 16, just throw it down, get a shot. If not, we'll come back and kick the field goal.
And they're going to go for 2. On the left hash, everybody comes over. Alexander will flank Zhao here. And he sends his receiver, Sam Collins, in motion. Zhao goes to Collins. I think he's a little short. Didn't quite make it. Just about a foot shy. Nice job by the defense. But they got the touchdown on this play from Zhao.
Here's the touchdown. The receiver out here just going to go down and just kind of hang around in the end zone. Right here, he looks the middle linebacker, the free safety off, giving all that room at the top to throw the football. Just good position. Just gets good position. McAdley.
That's the third touchdown catch of the year for McAdley.
He did a nice job getting position.
Yep.
6-2.
12 unanswered points now for Alabama, and it could have been 15. They missed one field goal. Started with Milo Lewis, though. Made a play on a ball, almost had an interception. Florida went right back to the same pattern. He picked that one off, and they finish off the drive with 30 seconds remaining in the half. And I know that is not a happy head coach.
You can see it on his face.
Yep.
He's been frustrated. He said the other day, this has been the most frustrating year of all the years at Florida that he's had. 10 years, and it's because he has not had one quarterback. He doesn't like shifting quarterbacks, going back and forth. He doesn't like going every other play with them. He'd like to have somebody like a Werfel that can go in there and do it. But he hasn't had the quarterback or the receivers for the passing game.
Well, Carroll, shoestring grab on the bounce, and he got bounced at the 15. Nice coverage by the special teams. And only 26 seconds now for Florida to work. Coming up tomorrow on ABC, the Tostitos Bowl Championship Series Selection Show. John and Terry will be along and announce which teams will play in the BCS Bowl games. They'll be joined by head coach Bobby Bowden and his Seminole quarterback Chris Winkie. And from Blacksburg, head coach Frank Beamer and the rest of the Hokies will be there too tomorrow live, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC Sports. John and Terry are going to be along in about 26 seconds as well. That's what we've got remaining in the second quarter. First down. Florida will keep it on the ground. Graham got across the 20 out to about the 21. They're not going to try anything fancy here, apparently. Head to the locker room. Trailing by 5 is the way it's going to look.
Yeah, let's go talk about it. I think, you know, how often do you see him in that kind of a mood right there?
So they head off. They got the first points early. First couple minutes of the ball game. It was 7-0 Florida after a nice kick return to open the game, but Alabama has come back. Got 2 field goals and a touchdown, and Steve Spurrier is with Lynn Swan.
Coach, everybody was talking about the quarterback. Which one would you start? Second half, would you go with Doug?
Yeah, Doug's shoulder was bothering him. We're going to get him in early, but we're going to try to work on it at halftime and let him try to play. See if he can do something.
In this ball game, the Alabama team is starting to dominate possession. Number of plays. How do you correct that?
We hadn't made a third down. Our offense stinks right now. Hopefully we can do something because we're not too far behind.
Coach, thank you. Brad?
I think that stinks says it in a nutshell. 12-7. Alabama leads in the SEC Championship in Atlanta as we head to New York. John Saunders and Terry Bowden. Guys.
Brad, thanks a lot. We were about to
open tonight's halftime festivities here at the SEC Championship game. Dr. Pepper proud to present the $1 million Dr. Pepper Pick Your Kick 99 contest. For the first touchdown for Florida. And then Flugner missed badly on a 42-yard field goal attempt, but he came back from 29 to put Alabama on the board. And then he hit a long one, 48. Plenty of leg on that one. That made it 7-6. Then after the turnover, remember, the interception led to that touchdown toss.
Alabama is making the plays, and I think the question is, will Spurrier go to Doug Johnson? And I think the answer is he's had a shoulder problem, and we'll see if he can play the second half.
He's warming up. And Steve Spurrier went through a myriad of emotions in that first half, as Bob and I chronicle a little bit before halftime. Pumped up by that first touchdown, the disappointment of the interception, and then sometimes just can't even look. And the disgusting penalties that have driving him nuts over the course of the first half of the game. And all season long, that's been a problem for him. They won't get the football first. Alabama will. And that's Freddie Millens. Chandler, the kick. Fielded at about the 6. And Richard drops out there by the 22-yard line. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, I talked with Mike DeBose as he came out for the second half, and he said he will continue to switch those quarterbacks, Andrew Zhao and Tyler Watts, in the second half. He thinks both are playing extremely well, so he wants to go with them. He said this is going to be a game of attrition. It's a very physical football team, a very physical football game. He has to go after Florida, not relinquish anything to him, because he feels like they can strike from anywhere. They can still get some points on the scoreboard. He says it's going to come down to a physical ball game and who wants it the most. Brad?
Quarterback exchange is going right here, Swanee, because it's Watts to open up the third, and Sean Alexander about a 3-yard carry off the left side. The Dr. Pepper first half statistics. You can see the time of possession dominated by Alabama. Almost 19 minutes, 2 turnovers, a costly one that led to a touchdown. And the passing yardage, you don't see Florida go a first half with only 60 yards very often, Bob.
Oh, yeah, exactly. 70 total yards, 15 more plays for Alabama, almost 8 more minutes. And Steve said after the first game, we couldn't get them off the field, and it looks as though the same MO is happening here tonight.
Florida had it only 52 plays. That's a low in Steve Spurrier's time in Gainesville in that first game, to Alabama having 81 plays. And they can't afford to get in that kind of situation again. They don't get the football back and start doing something with it. It's going to be a long day. But Alabama starts with a penalty here.
Good ball foul. False start against the offense, moving in the line prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So it's going to bring up second down and back it up to about the 21-yard line. Play comes in. Antonio Carter hustles one in. Sean Alexander comes out in a long yardage situation. Carter's got the biggest play of the day so far, number 2, down there on the right-hand side of your screen. Watts going to throw it to him. Put on a nice move. And he's exciting. Yep. Out to the 31. He had the 53-yarder earlier in the game.
They spread 5 guys out and then just go to one of them. Here's 3 here and 2 here. You got to spread these guys all the way over the field. This one right here just going to make a little down and out. He's going to catch the ball right here. Now look at all this room he's got to run in. He's going to beat the defender and pick up like 6 or 7 yards on a very safe pass.
He had his career-high game in the first matchup with Florida. 9 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. 3rd down and 2. A little bit of option. And now Watts backpedals. And I don't think he got there. Anthony Mitchell made the tackle.
Now, they don't run a lot of option anymore at Alabama.
That one was ugly.
You know, we've talked about this Alabama offense with the 4 and 5 receivers, especially the play we just seen before. You know, when Namath and Kenny Stabler and all those guys were there, they would have died to have 5 receivers out on the wing.
Kenny over in the booth to our left, the Snake, part of the radio broadcast crew for Alabama football. We had a chance to talk to him before the game a couple minutes ago at halftime.
He and I go back a long way.
Boy, do you ever.
We played in some Pro Bowls together, I want to tell you.
There he is. Pretty professorial looking there with the reading glasses. But
oh, boy.
Hey, they're going to stretch out the chains and see what we've got. He did get it. By the tip of the football.
I just want to tell you, all we did was have breakfast and lunch. I never saw him after dinner.
Okay. Neither did anybody else. I think he can still hang with the best of them. First down out at the 33 now. The option keeper by Watts. Carter and Collins are his wideouts. And Sean Alexander back in there. See if they go back to their workhorse. They fake it to him. Got Jones and McClintock out there, incomplete. Intended for the fullback, Marquand Manuel made the play.
That was a very dangerous throw, and this might be Florida's best opportunity to score is off of Alabama's errant throws. Can't believe you would say that, but a Florida offense that is struggling as much as this one is. That one could have been picked off by Manuel and gone the other way.
Well, Florida has one interception off a tip ball today. Got close to one there. Watts only 3 out of 6, and he's thrown that interception. Freddie Millens now is the quarterback.
5 wide receivers, Brad.
Millens is the 3rd snap he's taken at quarterback. He's going to throw it. Got it out to Carter. Carter with some blockers out there. He got across the 39-yard line, but he's about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. We told you Freddie Millens, not only can he run the football out of that position, we said he can throw it too, and he hooked up on a 66-yarder against Arkansas to Jason McAdley. And there's how that one looked. McAdley's got the only touchdown for Alabama tonight. Now they come back to Watts on a 3rd down and a long 3.
Spread them out.
5 guys for him again. Throws, and Carter, the intended receiver, diving for it. May not have had the first down if he caught it, but he couldn't hold it.
Well designed. They just couldn't play pitch and catch. Had him wide open, and he just couldn't play pitch and catch for the first down.
Now, this is only about a 15-yard throw, isn't it, Parker?
Yeah, and this is Watts. And there's a nice lane, a nice opening there for him to throw it through. Watts, a redshirt freshman.
So Morgan will have to kick. Bo Carroll, he's lightning in a white jersey if you give him a chance. Hasn't been uncorked yet tonight. High kick by Morgan, fair catch. Taken by Carroll right at about the 20-yard line. 11 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Florida's got it back, and a new quarterback's coming in.
Honey, you can't go around dressed like diet. You taste too good.
You're making a darn fool of yourself in that diet can.
Thumbs up.
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Master. I've captured all 150 types of monsters. I've come prepared to do battle with Pikachu, Mewtwo, Bulbasaur.
Burger King is a mile down the road on the right.
Thanks, mister.
Must be Tuesday. Yep.
Every Tuesday night is Pokemon Trading Night. Bring your kids in for a tasty Burger King Big Kids Meal dinner and let them trade their cards and toys. It makes a parent's life a little easier. Not to mention a Pokemon Traders. Pokemon and the Burger King Big Kids Meal. Come and catch them all.
Son, what you have inside is beautiful. So why be hiding your real taste behind that diet label? Stop living a lie!
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
How do you like that?
30 years of making Monday night special. This week, Minnesota, Tampa Bay at 9, 6 Pacific.
Into the end zone, touchdown, Florida. Back to Lassie. Good blocking on the corner. Touchdown, Alabama. Matthews goes back and throws. Intercepted by Langham. He's on his way. Touchdown, Alabama.
And as Keith called it, they were on their way to the SEC championship and on their way to the national championship in that 92 game. That one was in Birmingham, out in Atlanta. The first of the series of now 8 Southeastern Conference championship games.
Oh, Nelly, I recognize that voice.
Yes, we do. And our Applebee's game fact. 3 SEC champions since 91 went on to win a national championship. We mentioned Alabama did it after Langham's interception in 92. Florida did it. A rematch with Florida State to win in 96. And Tennessee's Vols, of course, did it last year. Second down and 10 now with Doug Johnson in at quarterback. They're going to give it on an end around. John Capel, the fastest guy on the team, but all that speed in the world doesn't help much when you got 3 crimson jerseys draped all over you. There's Doug Johnson, the first game this year, a brilliant performance. Not only no interceptions, but 4 touchdowns, 3 to Darrell Jackson. But as Bob said, And we're finding more and more out about it now. A shoulder problem that may date back 3 or 4 weeks that Steve Spurrier's kind of kept under wraps. And he told Arlen Swan going to the locker room, Doug's got a little shoulder thing, and we're going to see if we can get it warmed up at halftime. They're giving him a shot here in the third. They need some kind of spark.
Lots of third and longs for the Gators tonight.
Way too many. 3rd and 8. Here comes a blitz. Johnson over the middle, incomplete. Threw it at the feet of Robert Gillespie out of the backfield.
Yeah, those 2 throws by Doug Johnson did not look good.
No, they didn't. So Alabama's defense, it's another series without a first down for Florida. They've got to kick again. 8 possessions tonight, 6 times they haven't picked up a first down. Ryan's been a busy punter. Freddie Millens waits way down there on the other end. High kick, fair catch, taken by Millens just inside the 45-yard line. Short punt, good field position again. The Alabama defense did their job. Alabama leads by 5.
Don't come back with that one. You know what I want. And don't come back with that one.
I only got the one.
Don't come back with that one.
Where's the next store? Yuma, 150 miles. Oh, too bad. Have you ever been to Yuma?
Right now, the Craftsman 101-piece mechanics tool set is just $79.99. And the 70-piece rotary toolkit is only $59.99. Case closed. Give the good life at a great price. Guaranteed.
First 5 games of the year, Steve Spurrier said we might have tricked everybody to thinking we were the mighty Gators. Well, they did a pretty good job. 43 points a game. The last 6, the frustration showing on their coach. It has been anything but a potent offense. In fact, only 56 points they've scored in the last 3 games. And they got 2 quarterbacks warming up, and neither has been able to muster any kind of offense. From the 45, Sean Alexander, all wrapped up, no gain again. Florida defense not too shabby, though. They don't give up much on the ground.
Both of these defense are in the top 5 in the nation in run defense. You're not going to run very much against these 2 defenses.
Florida ranks 2nd in the country, giving up just under 73 yards a game. And while there have been a couple of bright spots for Sean Alexander, there's been a lot of those no gains and lost yardage tonight. In fact, of his 16 rushes, 5 times no gain or losses. And he's not even in there right now. It's the 5 wideout grouping for Zhao from the gun. Here comes a Gator blitz. Zhao throws, complete. It'll be a first down or very close to Tim Bowens. And I think he's got the first.
Behind the quarterback, 1 man blitzes, 5 rushing, 5 blocking. Slides to the outside so he can see a little bit better. And then Bowens makes a nice play by coming back and catching it for a first down.
One of Zhao's best throws of the night, probably, right there. Now he comes out as a wide receiver. And it's Millens at quarterback again. 4th snap for him. There he goes. Just going to take off with it. Inside the 40 to the 39. 6-yard pickup. So that time, by having Zhao out as a wide receiver, you don't give anything away defensively.
That's right. And you didn't have to substitute. You didn't change the formation at all. And what you're doing is you're running against the Florida defense with a couple of freshmen at linebacker that are not used to playing. Natil and also Hardman are in there for the injured Kelsey and McCaslin.
Right now, Freddie Millens has taken more snaps at quarterback for Alabama than Doug Johnson has for Florida. Here's Alexander. It'll be about a yard short of the first down. Marquand Manuel made the stop. Manuel, the emotional leader of that defense. Leading tackler coming in with 104. Makes the stop there. Almost 2 yards short of the first down.
What a surprise year it's been for Alabama, huh? Mike DuBose at the beginning of the year. The problems that he had before the season and then losing to Louisiana Tech in the 3rd or 4th game of the season. He said that turned him around. It brought them together. And then the big victory at Florida.
Millens on an end around. Out to the sideline. I don't think he got the first down. Daryl Dixon made the stop. And it's going to be 4th down and about a half yard, I think. Alabama's got their offense still out there. Oh, it's 4th down and all of a yard. After they finally spot it just inside the 36. Zhao comes in. 4th down. Remember, they had a 4th down when they handed it to Sean Alexander. He scored a touchdown in the first game this year with these guys. This time all they're asking him to do is get a first down, and he might have it. It's going to be awfully close. They might have to bring the sticks out to look at this one. Mike Natil made the tackle.
It is going to be close.
They're going to hold that ball in place. I think he's short unless this field's crooked.
You're looking over where the pole is on the other side.
That's right.
Maybe the guy's holding the pole crooked.
They could be in the wrong spot.
There you go.
Well, everybody's going to see it as Mike DuBose, Steve Spurrier, and the officials see it. Ooh, he got it by just the front of that stick.
You know, now when you make something that close, you got to have luck on your side.
Absolutely.
One way or the other. I mean, you got a bunch of guys with bringing this chain in. You know, sooner or later they're going to have this done by radar
or something, laser or something.
Yeah.
So they got the first. They keep the drive going. They lead 12-7. Zhao rolling out, throwing on the run. Carter makes the catch, but only got about a yard. Manuel again makes the tackle defensively. Both teams struggling to get their offenses in gear, but it's Alabama that's holding on to the football for minute after minute after minute.
And as we said in the opening, when you have a rematch, nothing is the same. You do something different, and it's not going to be the same game. The first game was 40-39. We're not going to get, we had 79 points. We're not going to get 30 points out of this one, probably.
There's John Hope, his first year as defensive coordinator in Gainesville, looking on. 8th play of the Alabama drive. 2nd and 9. Zhao lofts it. And they get another short gain to about the 30. McAdley made the catch. Cromartie dropped him in his tracks, and it's 3rd down and almost 6.
This Alabama offense had 9 starters returning from last year's team, and the strength of it is the offensive line and Sean Alexander. That's the foundation. The running game and the running back. Andrew Zhao just came along.
4 wideouts from the 30. 3rd down and 6 for Zhao. They're going to keep it on the ground to Alexander. He bursts into the middle, and he might have another first down. Draw play, spread them all out, give it to number 37, see what he can do, and he weaves his way down inside the 25. Sean Alexander, one strong running back, and he talked with us about all the strengths he does have.
The biggest strength, I think, is my vision. You know, I usually can get in and out of holes, and I see holes well to get, you know, to make big plays for the team. And I just think that also the fact that they can move me on anywhere on the field, you know, catch passes if I have to, or just be able to move in motion and pull other defensive people away from players so they can make big plays.
Well, he used some of that vision to weave his way for another Alabama first down.
That's 2 first downs for Alabama by less than a half of a football.
So now the clock winds down under 6 minutes in the third quarter. Still 12-7 Alabama, but the Tide in scoring range again. They go back and get their tight end involved. They've thrown one to him today. They'll toss it to Alexander. Broke a tackle. Got down to the 20. He gets better as the game goes on, it seems.
Yeah. And they're in no hurry. They know as long as they're on the field that the offensive Spurrier and the Gators can't get out there. Look at the offensive line doing a nice job. Hogan is 74. Cuthbert on that side.
Hogan, a Georgia native, a big fella out of Valdosta, the great high school programs down in South Georgia. And he's the anchor, and he's got Zhao under center on a 2nd and 6. Here's a counter to Alexander. Maybe to the 18. Natil made the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down situation. Coming up Tuesday on ABC, critically acclaimed show is back. Sports Night returns with all new episodes Tuesday at 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC. We welcome you to our Saturday night in the Georgia Dome. This is the Southeastern Conference Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Swan and our ABC crew here in a packed house watching Alabama lead by 5, and they've got a 3rd and 4. Zhau's just going to toss it out there to Carter and see what he can do. He's got a first down and more. Penalty marker, though, near the end of the play. Let's see if there might be a holding call out there on one of the defensive backs. Tim Bowens was trying to lead the way for Carter. Might have gotten tangled up with Daryl Dixon.
I think that's a good call. One of these wide receivers down here was holding.
Well, that's going to negate a first down.
Just get it, throw it out wide. Carter, there's a hold right there. Yeah.
That's exactly what it was right there. Hold down number 34.
Not a lot of holding, but enough.
Yep, enough to spring him on that corner.
Enough, exactly.
So instead of first down inside the 15, it is 3rd down back at the 27.
Look at the 3rd down conversions tonight. 5 of 12. They did pretty good against Florida. 11 of 20, but the key thing is Florida can't make a first down. Has not made a first down tonight. Excuse me, 3rd down.
3rd down and 13. Zhao, pump fakes, wanted to go deep, hit from behind, the ball is loose. Alabama covered it, but that's the first time they've been able to put the leather to Zhao, and it was Anthony Mitchell.
You just can't wait that long. You can't roll out, then pump, and wait that long. Here he goes. Pump. Do your pump. Now you got to throw it. You can't wait. No, you're going to get hit from behind every time.
He got around Cuthbert and got the hit on. And that's another long field goal attempt by Ryan Pflugner. He's hit from 48 tonight. This one will be a 49-yard attempt. Did he get enough of it? You bet he did. Best thing that could have happened to him was missing that first field goal. Yeah, you got it. 15-7 Alabama.
Are you lonesome tonight? How does it feel? Out there all alone?
Hello?
So near.
My whole day has been like this.
And yet, so far away. Dr. Pepper, the taste.
He's so happy.
No one else can take his place. And that's why you're lonesome tonight.
Lots of folks are trying their hands at minivans these days. If you'd like to build one too, why not make it easy on yourself? Just use the pattern everyone else seems to be using. Dodge Caravan, the most innovative, most imitated, most trusted, best-selling minivan ever. See your friendly Dodge dealer for a $1,250 cash allowance on a Caravan.
We're on the road to the Nokia Sugar Bowl! And nothing's gonna stop us! Look out!
Now what? There's an easier way to the national championship. Nokia's Road to #1 sweepstakes. Just buy any Nokia model phone in a specially marked box and you can win trips to the Nokia Sugar Bowl or thousands of other great prizes.
I'm not giving up shotgun.
Nokia. Connecting people.
The Biggins on the sideline having a big drink after getting another field goal. Working on Warren on the sideline for Florida. Lower right leg or maybe his right knee. Chris Kent to kick off. High, short kick. Somebody better hustle up on that one. And a fumble. Still Florida ball. Oh, that could have been a huge disaster. Chuck Marks, the guy trying to make the catch. One of the up men. The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. Sears and the Sears National Champion Football Trophy. Dodge, do not follow, do not conform, be different. And Microsoft offering e-commerce solutions for any business. Centennial Olympic Park in downtown Atlanta, aglow in Christmas spirit. Here, not much spirit for the Florida offense unless they get something happening. Palmer, gonna go deep. Got a man out there, Darrell Jackson, and it's knocked away by Lewis at the very last moment.
Yeah.
That would have been a touchdown.
And he had it if he could have gotten it there.
That's the one they've been looking for.
Well, this is where they needed Doug Johnson. Johnson's got the stronger arm. Jackson with the speed, just throw it over the top, down the field. If you would have thrown it 3 or 4 yards further, Jesse Palmer has got maybe a little bit better mindset, maybe a little bit more intelligence for the system. Johnson's got the strong arm.
Smaller caliber gun.
Yep.
Second down and 10. Palmer sidearms it. That's the one he almost had picked off by Lewis, and he got his hands on that one.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Swanee.
Brad, here's the history on Doug Johnson's injury. He had a surgery in March of 1998, and as a result of that surgery, he developed tendonitis in the rotator cuff. Now, talking to the team doctors, said it started to bother him this year on October 9th during the LSU game. He got better. Then against Georgia, October 30th, it got worse again, got better. He thought he was over it, but coming into tonight's ball game, it seemed to flare up again. It's tendonitis in the rotator cuff as a result of surgery in March of 1998.
And we don't even know if we'll see him again.
Gators have not made a third down all night.
They're trying one here. Palmer over the middle, got a man open. Going to have to scramble to get the first, though. Close. Merritt made the tackle on Graham.
Going to go for it.
With 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And down 15-7. Here's the Florida gamble. 4th down and 1. Quarterback keeper, Palmer got it. He didn't get much. He didn't need much.
That's a quick call, partner.
Think I jumped the gun? I've already been wrong once tonight.
Yeah, they didn't even look. You're pretty good. You know this stuff.
It's getting closer to midfield. I can see it better.
Possessions tonight. The first possession, 55 yards and a touchdown. And the next 7, not very good.
Wow.
5 punts, 2 interceptions, only 17 yards. And Alabama didn't look good defensively on that drive, but ever since then, it seems like whatever mood they were in just switched.
The first down for the Gators since there were 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. And we only got 2:15 left in the third.
And they had to go to fourth down to get that one.
Yeah.
Well, they need a big play. They need that long pass to Jackson. They needed to hit that to get him going.
First down. Here comes a blitz. Look out! Palmer got away somehow. And now on the run, he got out near the 40-yard line. I don't know how he avoided that collision with Reggie Miles. Just had quick enough feet, or out of fear alone, I don't know.
Yeah, first down, here it is. They're just going to blitz off the corner. He doesn't see it coming at all until the last second. Single coverage downfield. That could have been big trouble.
Oh, you're not kidding. And instead, he got 4 yards on the scramble out to the 40. Second down and 6, Florida. Palmer fires complete to Jackson, trying to break a tackle, dives forward into Alabama territory, and it's a 14-yard pickup.
Palmer setting up, stepping up, playing pitch and catch.
Followed through nicely on that one and got it to his top receiver. Jackson came into the game 64 catches for over 1,100 yards. First time they've been in Alabama's end of the field since the first quarter here. That one a little bit too high, incomplete.
Palmer.
Second and 10.
Took a big hit.
46. Yeah, he did.
The end of that play.
With Reggie Grimes, maybe. And there's a penalty on Florida as well. Penalties, penalties, penalties. Just killed the Gators this year.
That guy right there giving the signals is a quarterback, a walk-on quarterback. His name is Billy Young. He gave him a scholarship this year. He knows all the signals. He works closely with Steve. And Square says he's invaluable. He says he knows the plays, he knows the system, and he's really taken to that job and really done a nice job for him.
Probably be somebody that will be involved with the game of football the next 40 years.
Probably be a coach.
Yep. First down at 20. Fourth penalty against Florida on the holding call. They're loading up at Alabama. They're bringing a blitz again. Palmer down the middle. Nobody home. Intended for Alex Willis in the middle of the field, and he's looking for a flag and couldn't find one.
The blitz for Palmer is a good situation. It's an opportunity. We always point out when they're blitzing because it heightens everything. If the offensive line and the backs can block them, the quarterback knows he has an opportunity to make big plays because there's a lot of area in the field downfield, and there's single coverage everywhere. He didn't pick out the right guy then.
Offensive coordinator Alice Johnson sending in his signals. His team's played very well.
They have, and they've picked their spots to blitz.
Second down at 20 at the 44. Just when Florida had it on Alabama's side of the 50, they're back on the other side, and on a quick opening draw play, they're going to get back in Alabama territory. Gillespie inside the 45, back across the original line of scrimmage. Got 12 on the carry, and now they've got at least a manageable third down situation coming up.
This offensive line is a good pass blocking line and good draw blocking. This is a little draw play. Gillespie, with all the speed in the world you'd want, is back playing after a broken hand kept him out for a few weeks.
Broke that hand against the Georgia Bulldogs and missed the last 3 games, Vandy and South Carolina and Florida State. Third down and 8. Last play of the quarter. Palmer fires incomplete. Brian Hagebrook had his hands on it, couldn't hold it.
You got to make that play.
End of 3. Alabama 15, Florida 7. An ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
11 blue-clad warriors stand on the brink of battle and ask themselves, where is the other team?
Reuben, on a Sunday afternoon.
Nothing helps you kick back at the end of the day like Tostitos chips and salsa.
I can't imagine anything.
We do suggest you actually wait
till the end of the day.
He's a fine dancer, too.
Dig in, kick back with new hint of lime Tostitos.
Almost overnight, it became part of the landscape and changed everything. It made trips seem less like work, errands easier, the cottage closer. It was so comfortable it was like we never left home. And like home, there's still no place like it. Dodge Caravan, the most innovative, most imitated, most trusted, best-selling minivan ever. See your friendly Dodge dealer for a $1,250 cash allowance on a Caravan.
America's biggest road show. Four bowls and one champion.
Join Sean Ash tonight at 11 on News Channel 9.
ABC Sports continues with the SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper.
Barring overtime, 15 minutes left. SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper heads to the fourth quarter with Alabama's fans having something to cheer about. Florida Gators fans have not. It's 15-7. And another Gator punt coming up from Allen Ryan. Low snap. Got the kick away, though. It's a dandy. High hanger. Billings fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 7. Florida has struggled all night, Bob.
Well, you've got to pick up third downs, and you've got protection. You've got the receiver open. Everything is like you draw it up on the board, except the players don't make the plays, and that's all you can do.
And that's exactly right, Bob. On Steve Spurrier's team this year, he's void of a star, a guy who steps up and makes a play consistently, and he's void of an individual who's going to come back and help the quarterback. You've got one guy on this offensive unit, Darrell Jackson, who's been consistent. Nobody else has stepped up to bat for his team.
The quarterback exchange continues for Alabama. It's Watts and a handoff to Alexander, and again that Florida rush defense draped all over him. Our Dr. Pepper statistics through 3 quarters. Here's how it looks. Yeah. Alabama 286, and look at that time of possession again.
It's 15 minutes in favor of them. Florida with only 6 first downs and 112 yards of total offense. 0 of 7 on third down conversions. This Florida offense is the #1 ranked offense in the conference and the #1 scoring offense in the conference and the 10th best offense in the country.
And as you said about Alabama the last time they had the ball, they don't even care what they get out of it. They went 14 plays, only went 23 yards the last time they had it, but they used 7-15 off the clock.
Hey, they're smiling. They're just happy to be here. Nobody thought at the beginning of the season they'd be playing it for a championship.
They're 14 minutes away from a championship. Timeout.
Five things to consider about the Chevy Impala. It's new. It starts under $20,000. It's designed, engineered, and built to be carefree. It's at your Chevy dealer now. It's received the highest frontal crash rating possible. 5 stars from the federal government. The new Chevy Impala. As USA Today put it, it's a lot more car than you imagine, at a lower price than you expect. The new Chevy Impala.
Let's go for a drive.
No, Johnny, don't! I got saved! No! Johnny! Johnny, I'm calling your mother! This isn't funny! Hey, sweetie, that's you? Oh, God!
come prepared to do battle with Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Bulbasaur.
Burger King is a mile down the road on the right.
Thanks, mister.
Must be Tuesday. Yep.
Every Tuesday night is Pokemon Trading Night. Bring your kids in for a tasty Burger King Big Kids Meal dinner and let them trade their cards and toys. It makes a parent's life a little easier. Not to mention a Pokemon traders. Pokemon and the Burger King Big Kids Meal. Come and catch them all.
Wednesday, Two Guys and a Girl is all new. Or is that all nude?
That's the stuff.
Nope, it's all new. Two Guys and a Girl. See you Wednesday on ABC.
In the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet makes a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. And beginning this year, Chevrolet will also donate 2 $1,000 high school scholarships. Alabama in a hole at their own 5 with a 2nd and 13. Maybe the Gator defense can make a play to get their team back in it. Alexander knocked down as he crossed the 6. Kendo Johnson, the linebacker who's played extensively tonight, and Mike Mateel combined on the stop. And here comes another 3rd down situation.
You start thinking about Alabama, and they say, wait a minute now. We're up on these guys. It's the 4th quarter. We're up by 8 points in the championship game. Maybe we can win this championship.
Right.
Maybe we can beat Florida twice in 1 year. Beat Spurrier the same year twice in a row.
Here's a dangerous spot, 3rd and 11, inside your own 10. Watts, he's going to keep it. He's got some open field, and he's got a 1st down, Alabama. Tough run.
It just looks like the guys in the crimson shirts want it more than the guys in the white shirts. He's in his own end zone. Now watch this. Nobody tackles him. He hit him about 3 or 4 yards short of the 1st down, and the guy in the crimson shirt made the 1st down, and they keep the drive going.
Picked up 14 on a 3rd and 11, and now it's 1st down Alabama. They can go back to using the clock as their ally from the 21. Here's Sean Alexander. Only got a couple of. 12:45. They lead by just a score. If you consider if Florida could score and go for 2, we'd have a tie game.
And the thing that Alabama needs to do offensively, first of all, obviously, don't give them any breaks. Don't turn it over. Take some time off the clock. Make some 1st downs. They don't need touchdowns. If they can move it down and kick a field goal, Flugner's having a career day.
Yes, he is.
I mean, after that first miss, he's been solid from outside of 40 yards.
And again, Millens lines up at quarterback. Water bugs his way back to the near side, trying to get the corner. He's got it. Freddie Millens all the way. He's going to go. This will be an Alabama touchdown. 77 yards. Oh, now they do believe. Extra point attempt upcoming. Career-long play for Alabama. A season-long play, that is. Flugner for the point after. And it's up and good. What a play by Freddie Millens. Electrifying. From the shotgun.
Look at how many back tackles he breaks. 14. My man, the quarterback, Watts, gets the block for Spring.
Meet Martin Licious, Storm Chaser. Some head for the basement. He heads for a Chevy S10. It's got advantages over Ford Ranger, like better fuel economy, a bigger bed, and standard four-wheel anti-lock brakes on every model. Because if you want to outrun Mother Nature, you need every advantage you can get. Chevy S10, like a rock.
The road is long, and the road is tough. The road is long.
Is your car living a tough life? Better use a tough oil. Valvoline DuraBlend, the one strengthened with synthetics to outperform all leading conventional motor oils. Valvoline DuraBlend, tough oil for a long, tough life.
Yeah, great. Our next caller is Sarah, whose boyfriend has lost interest ever since he won the new Donkey Kong 64 from Dr. Pepper.
Let's see what we're dealing with.
Donkey Kong 64 is here, and you can win it along with a Nintendo 64 game system by looking under the cap of specially marked bottles of Dr. Pepper, or enter to win other prizes.
Sarah, I have a question for you. Are you a supermodel?
No.
Then here's the deal. He's not coming back. The game is awesome. Next caller.
I think I'm in love with a monkey.
22-7 Alabama, just under 12 minutes to go in the ball game. Freddie Millens all night long for the Florida defense has been an accident waiting to happen, and he just caused an 11-body pileup on a 77-yard touchdown run. High, short kick. Florida's going to call for the fair catch. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Didn't see the fair catch call, apparently, and the hit after the play will give Florida a little bit more real estate to work with. Let's take, after we get a look, the penalty.
Dead ball, personal foul, just a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Here's the best quarterback on the field tonight, Bob.
Tyler Watts, they moved him out to flank. He's going to be coming from the left side. Number 14 right there. It's a nice block on the corner to spring the other ex-quarterbacks.
Never a doubt. 77 yards later. And now Florida and Steve Spurrier really in a tough spot. They trail 22-7. Palmer. And it knocked down and it's intercepted. Jared Johnson. This is another Alabama touchdown. Reggie Grimes with a defensive lineman dream. Reggie's never done that before.
He may never want to do it again.
And now the Tide more than believes they can beat the Gators twice in a year. They know they can. They're 11-36 away from the Southeastern Conference Championship. Bit of celebration causes a little bit longer extra point attempt. Ryan Flugner. This one from 35 yards away.
Who needs it?
Yeah, who needs it right now?
We don't need it.
Missed extra from long range, but it's 28-7. First an offensive touchdown, and one play later, a tip ball by Johnson, and Reggie Grimes did the rest.
Policemen, firemen, the mayor of my town. The dude's hanging off of the paper truck, Mr. Chang. Down at the local deli, sells me morning coffee, wishes me good luck. This is for the people in my neighborhood. They help me through the day and make me feel good. This bus for you. And you, and you, and you. This bus for you. And you, and you, and you. This bus for bus drivers, cab drivers, local gas station guys, Sal and his brother make a mean pizza pie. Tattooed Tony in his cool muscle shirt. Maria on the corner looking good in a skirt. This is for the people in my neighborhood who help me through the day and make me feel good.
you just can't win. The shopping, the traffic, the weather. It's like this endless game. Good thing there's the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, because everyone wins.
You can get huge cash back or low APR financing or great smart lease offers on these great Chevrolets. The cars and trucks you can depend on.
So, don't roll the dice this holiday season. Get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's your turn to win.
Even a sports writer needs a coach. Jack Lemmon, Hank Azaria. The phenomenal bestseller comes to television. Tuesdays with Maury, Sunday 9, 8 Central on ABC.
Christmas may have come early for the Crimson Tide. Reggie Grimes, a big old package under the tree, just took an interception return for another touchdown. It is 28-7. And it's a stocking full of coal on the other side right now for Steve Spurrier. 31 turnovers, 102nd in the nation. And tonight, 3 interceptions, 1 return for a score. And now Florida's in some deep trouble. Bo Carroll, and he dropped the football. Got it back. But Florida now trails 28-7 here in the Southeastern Conference Championship, where we welcome the commissioner of the conference, Roy Kramer. Coach, since you sat down, we've had 2 touchdowns here. We haven't been able to get you on.
I turned that game upside down. It had some excitement. We really did. We really have. Even Bob got excited about that quarterback throwing a block.
Absolutely. Over 74,000 here again tonight. Obviously, great success this game has become.
Really is. Even though we had a rematch, everybody was concerned a little bit, and we had the tightest ticket we've had in the history of the game, so it's turned out great.
Palmer from the shotgun. And flares it out. The backfield, Graham, not much there. Defense has been tough in both cases tonight.
Think back 8 years ago, Roy, when the game first started over in Birmingham, the first 2 years. Had some success, but it really took off when you moved it over here.
Well, it really did, and it's grown every year. It's grown into a real celebration of the end of the season for us. And, of course, when you have 2 great programs like Florida and Alabama in it, and as we had last year, of course, with Tennessee and Mississippi State, it just continues to grow a little bit every year. We sold it out in June this year, which gives you some idea of how the game has grown.
It's like a happening. It's indoors. It's at a great city in the South. Right. I don't know how it could be any better.
Well, it's sort of a weekend festival. We bring in our legends, and we have our fanfare, and we bring back a lot of our former players, and it sort of does become a whole celebration of a Southeastern Conference tradition in football.
Well, 3 teams in the decade have come through this game to go on to national championship matchups and victories, and not only talking about how the SEC championship game has become a success, but much to the dismay of some, Roy, and we'll talk about it after this play, the BCS so far has been kind of a success. Palmer to throw, high and incomplete. But the BCS picture for this year, everybody was worried about who was going to play and who was going to be in the big game, and the bowl championship series standings, Florida State and Virginia Tech up there on top.
Well, we'll wait till tomorrow morning to get the final numbers, but it certainly looks that way. And, we keep saying you got to wait till the end of the season. Everybody wants to forecast what's going to happen. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and as we said all along, you have to wait till you get down to that last weekend to finally see where it is. But I think we'll have another great year this year as well.
Another punting situation coming up for Florida, something that we have had to say way too many times for the Gator fans tonight. High kick, fair catch, called for and taken at about the 38-yard line. Alabama's got the ball back. They've got the lead 28-7 with 10:33 left in the ball game. And now the question that we'll have, if this game holds the way it's going right now, who's going where out of this one? Alabama, they're headed to the bowl championship series, it appears, but where are they going to play?
Well, obviously that would be a pick for both the Fiesta and the Orange Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl will have first choice because the Orange Bowl has already exercised their choice and has taken Michigan. And they'll have their choice. The Fiesta Bowl will have their choice tomorrow morning, and we'll just have to wait and see what they come up with.
You got to have some excitement coming out of that meeting tomorrow morning.
Well, we got to have a little excitement to find out where we are. That's right. And but I think we're going to have 4 great bowl games this year in the BCS. I really think we are, and I think the championship game will be a truly outstanding game again this year.
Sean Alexander on the carry for about 4. If Alabama is the Fiesta's choice. Would the Orange present orange jersey Tennessee team against Michigan, maybe?
Well, they could. You know, they still hold Kansas State in the pool, so they could make a decision as they. And they'll just have to make that decision, and that's up to the Orange Bowl once the Fiesta Bowl makes their choice.
Second down coming up, 10 minutes left. Roy, we're going to let you go back and enjoy the game. You throw a heck of a party.
Good to have you guys here.
Roy Kramer, Commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. Another successful event here, and if you've never had a chance to come here, it is a great game to come to. As Roy said, all week long the festivities are that way. Sean Alexander. He got around the corner that time. One of his best runs of the night. Second longest for him tonight. He had a 21-yarder earlier. That's for 15. And Alabama's got everything working now with 9:41 remaining.
And behind the defense. This is a sight if you're a number 4 manual you don't like. You're out there by yourself with Sean Alexander. And he can make you miss. He can run over you. He can high step you. He can do a lot of things to you.
89 yards he's had to work for him. Almost the exact numbers he put up in that many rushes early in that first game before he broke out with a couple of touchdown runs at the end of regulation and in overtime. And he's on the sideline getting a breather right now as Chris Samuels jumped out of the gate a little bit too quickly.
Dead ball foul. False start.
False start. The big left tackle. That'll back him up 5 yards. Coming up tomorrow on ABC Sports, the Tostitos Bowl Championship Series selection show. John Saunders and Terry Bodden will be there to announce which teams are playing where in the BCS Bowl games. They'll be joined by Florida State head coach Bobby Bodden and his quarterback Chris Wenke. Head coach of the Virginia Tech Hokies, Frank Beaver, and the rest of his club will be there too. Tomorrow live 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC Sports. Just over 9 minutes left. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Swan from the Georgia Dome, where it's 1st and 15 for the leading Alabama club. And they're going to be leading by more, maybe. McClintock all the way down inside the 10. The fullbacks had some big runs, but none bigger than that one.
The defense is keying in so much on the tailback and halfback. They're forgetting about McClintock right up the middle. The offensive line, we said, one of the better ones around, with Hogan and Cuthbert and Ellington, Samuels, Ventville, and Portis in there.
You know, in rematches, sometimes it comes down to doing something you didn't do before. Last ball game, McClintock only had 8 yards, and he didn't catch any passes. Those runs today and the pass receptions today, I think, make a big difference, Bob.
Yep, I agree. That was a career-long 37-yarder, Swanee. As a matter of fact, normally being the lead man for number 37. And Alexander takes it down to the 7-yard line. Well, that's just almost unbelievable. 275 rushing yards. Florida's got 29.
Well, normally in rematches, Spurrier has done pretty well over the years. Well, 3-1 in rematches, but the one that comes to mind is the Florida State, where they lost at the end of the year and then went down to the Sugar Bowl and won the national championship in 1996.
And beat this Alabama team to get there.
Yep.
And now Alabama less than 8 minutes away from pulling the trick twice in one season. Florida has now allowed a season-high 275 yards we just showed you moments ago. While we got a quick time here, let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Brad, time for the Burger King play of the day from the Big 12 championship game. Eric Crouch had 2 touchdowns, only needed 1 to beat Texas here. 31 yards on this keeper. Puts Nebraska on top. They never trailed in this one, winning the rematch against the Texas Longhorns and the Big 12 championship. Brad.
Well, John, in this one, Alabama did trail 7-0, but they've let nothing but a trail of vapor since then. They lead 28-7, and they've got it 2nd down and goal. Here's the toss to Alexander. Drop at about the 6-yard line. Anthony Mitchell made the hit. Remember, we talked about the first game they had the ball. Did Alabama over 41 minutes against Steve Spurrier's club. They are heading in that direction again tonight.
Yep.
The difference is there was a lot of points by both teams as Florida was was able to put up 39 points in just over 18 minutes. Not the case tonight.
Well, the bottom line, and that group is doing a great job of calling plays both offensively and defensively. If you can't make third down into first down for Florida, you're not going to stay on the field.
Sean Alexander, no gain on the play, lost yardage, in fact, but at this point, that's not a problem.
Brad, this is the 5th SEC championship game that Alabama's played in, and the other 4 that they played in was headed by Gene Stallings, that man right there. What a great job that he did while he was in control of this program.
And, of course, his defensive coordinator is now the head man on the sideline, Mike DuBose, and he is getting closer and closer to tasting the sweet Southeastern Conference champion victory. Just 6:15 away. So Ryan Pflugner, who we kidded about with the 42-yard errant kick the first time Alabama tried to put points on the board, has now made them from 29, 48, and 49.
Delay of the game.
And delay of game. We'll back it up a little bit further here for Ryan.
5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
It'll be about a 31, maybe 32-yard kick coming up.
What a year for that man right there.
A roller coaster type of season of emotion, that's for sure. Pflugner now from 31. And whistle stop play again. He's going to follow through with it anyway. Hit a knuckleball up there.
Got that one out of my system.
Yeah, that's right. Now he's got his mulligan coming up here.
He hit some big ones tonight, though.
Yes, he did.
Dead ball foul. False start against the offense. Movement in the offensive line prior to the snap.
Well, that's 10 extra yards they've put on it.
They keep going back. They're going to have to bring in the punt team.
Oh. Gator bait is swinging back and forth from one of the upper levels.
I think that's a gator. I think that's gator bait.
Then the Tide has put the bite on the Gators since the opening couple of minutes. I missed this one. Still not really anything that's going to cause too much commotion on the Alabama sideline, because with 5:31 remaining, they lead 28-7.
Afraid your next get-together will be a flop? Order Chili's Party Platters. Act now. Call a Chili's representative, and your guests will flip over party-sized servings of buffalo wings, fajitas, baby back ribs, and more. And pre-party stress now. Order Chili's Party Platters new from Chili's.
5 things to consider about the Chevy Impala. It's new. It starts under $20,000. It's designed, engineered, and built to be carefree. It's at your Chevy dealer now. It's received the highest frontal crash rating possible. 5 stars from the federal government. The new Chevy Impala. As USA Today put it, it's a lot more car than you imagine, at a lower price than you expect. The new Chevy Impala.
Let's go for a drive. This is a real mom-and-pop hardware store. I think we have a nice family feel. A couple of months ago, we got a little bump in our car. Oh, we've been with our State Farm agent for 26 years. Because I think he puts his personal self into it. Just like we do at the hardware store, he actually listens to what your needs are. It makes me feel pretty important.
Get to know your State Farm agent.
You can't put a price on a good relationship.
Don't you hate the phrase, assembly required? Then try Chili's Sirloin Stack. It's a tender seasoned sirloin, sauteed onions, and grilled peppers all put together for a bold new taste. Chili's Sirloin Stack. Let's eat.
So Mike DuBose is 5:31 away from being a head coach of an SEC championship team. His season began with personal problems off the field when he admitted that he was untruthful about a relationship that he had with someone in the athletic department, and to settle a sexual harassment suit out of court. And with that, the penalty held against him and handed down by the Alabama athletic department was a loss of $360,000 of his contract and a shortening of that contract by a couple of years. And going into the Florida game, quite frankly, the word was if he lost in the swamp, he might not have made it even to the next week as a head coach. Well, he won that game. He went on to a 9-2 record, getting ready to win his 10th. And as we said, a season of turmoil And emotional highs and lows is going to hit an emotional high here in about 5 minutes. Intercepted. Marcus Spencer. Down to about the 12 or 13-yard line, and that'll just about do it. As if it wasn't done before, it is now, and that was the third Florida quarterback throwing that one.
McKinnon, the third-string quarterback. The sophomore, just a bad throw.
Yep.
A poor choice, a poor decision.
Well, that ties the season high for Alabama, 4 takeaways. They've intercepted the ball from just about everybody but Steve Spurrier tonight, and he's the one that's going to feel the worst about it. Watts in there. Alexander, they're going to give it to McClintock again. And the big fella going to bull his way down to about the 8-yard line.
You know, you're talking about DuBose and the season and where it started and where it is here tonight, winning the SEC championship game. Do you put those years back on his contract?
Yep.
You know, here's a guy that played for Bear Bryant. He was an assistant at Alabama under Stallings. Now, there is no question that he is the coach of the year in the SEC.
Right. Yep.
He comes from the ashes to the best coach in the SEC in 1999, the job that he done.
Second down and 5. Sean Alexander is going to have a touchdown. Finally got him in the end zone with 3:58 to go. And the Alabama route is on. And Mom and Dad looking on. Carol and Curtis Alexander just saw their baby boy take it in from 7 yards out. Now the ball loose, covered back at the 32. Sean Alexander has made it 34-7, Alabama.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Oh, he looks so handsome. Mommy's big man. You're such a big boy. I'm ready to give you a big kiss.
$4.92 saved buying Spike a holiday sweater online. $6.05 overpaid on shipping.
Oh, you look so precious.
If your gifts aren't sent priority mail, you're probably paying too much. So make sure to ask for it.
Are you an athlete if you only play for bragging rights? What if your team is now your family? Are you an athlete if your toughest competition is yourself? Or if you inherit your uniform? What if you don't play sports at all anymore? Are you an athlete? Always. Russell Athletic for the long run.
Sean Alexander started the year with 6 straight 100-yard-plus games. He's got 1,400 yards on the season now, and he's just added another touchdown a moment ago. And with that, has tied Ron Dayne for the Division 1A lead, 19 for those two guys. I'd take those two backs any old day.
Yeah, would you now?
Yeah. Well, it's all Alabama now. And the Florida sideline can only hang their head and hope this next 3 minutes and 58 seconds passes in a hurry.
There you go.
Probably the Citrus Bowl is where Florida would probably find themselves following this game. This SEC championship presented by Dr. Pepper on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. Valvoline. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. Chevrolet trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And Budweiser, the beer with a fresh, clean taste that's never filling. And somewhere out in the city, in the skyline of Atlanta, the Alabama fans are going to find themselves a Budweiser in about 3.5 minutes. Chuck Marks brought down as some of the Alabama backup players getting a chance to shine. Gary Barnes on the tackle.
Talk about surprise teams, and Alabama certainly has been a surprise team this year. Stanford, what about Stanford coming from 3-8, going 8-3 in a weak Pac-10 this year? Hawaii going from 0-12. June Jones doing a nice job out there.
Second down and 17. You might have seen some of the players on the sideline. I'm sure whether they get a trip to the Fiesta Bowl or the Orange Bowl, they're going to be happy with either of them, but I know a lot of them are holding on to oranges down there on the sideline.
There's Mal Moore, the new athletic director. He was an assistant coach for many years, and a lot of people feel that that is the right man to come in and hold that position.
Quarterback in 62 for the Bear.
He ties
Called
together.
him the Dozier Flash.
Yeah, he ties together a lot of alumni, a lot of the cross-section, a lot of the Alabama people.
They hope to reunite the Alabama family. They think he's the guy to do it, and Mike DuBose, I think, is a coach that's in his corner, and that's going to help Mike's cause as well. But I don't know if there's any better XLR than a 10-win season, and that's before the bowl game. And those guys are getting happy on the sideline. John Alexander showing what victory feels like, and Steve Spurrier showing what 2 losses to the same team in one season and the perplexing way that his team is playing. He can't figure it out. We asked him the other day if it's basically driving him nuts, and he admitted that it is, and this one's going to drive him even crazier.
Well, it's quarterback play, number one, and it's also wide receiver play. The receivers are not running proper routes, not running the right depths, and not holding onto the ball, dropping balls too much.
Florida has no choice but to punt. They get a good one, and it rolls all the way down inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Andrew Zhao didn't have to do much at quarterback tonight. Freddie Millins did most of the damage at quarterback, as a matter of fact. And those two guys embrace the Sears National Championship Trophy. That's the prize that awaits whoever survives the Nokia Sugar Bowl in New Orleans on January 4th. You'll see it on ABC, and somebody takes that piece of hardware back to their respective school, and it's not a bad recruiting tool either.
For sure. And it will be positioned in a prominent place where all the recruits can see it.
Luke Tucker is in at quarterback now. Alabama 131 away from victory.
Dead ball foul.
Dead ball.
False start.
Illegal procedure.
The offense half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
How about the year Virginia Tech had coming up, going undefeated? Take a look at the tail of the tape, as we call it. Offensively, they're both pretty good. Defensively, Vatek is right there.
Well, Corey Moore in that group. Defensively up front. Let's not get chippy, guys. There's only a minute and 20 seconds left. Virginia Tech, their quarterback gets better every week.
Now, you know, if there was a newcomer of the year or a surprise player of the year even, it would have to be Michael Vick. And if you were looking for a national coach of the year, you know, Tyrone Willingham has done a great job out at Stanford.
Yep.
And
they got tasted by Texas early. I didn't think they'd ever be there.
And they came back. They're going to the Rose Bowl.
Oops. Coach he avoided one and got hit from behind.
He knew that was coming.
That was a double sneak attack there. Bohannon. And Bohannon down the sideline. And run out of bounds, or he might have been off to the races. Well, it's going to be a happy night for Mike DuBose. Today's Chevrolet Players of the Game. And this one, Freddie Millens, the multi-purpose quarterback slash wide receiver from the University of Alabama. And Mike Mathiel, who played as hard as he possibly could, had 13 tackles for the Gator defense. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. And beginning this year, Chevrolet also donates $1,000 to 2 high schools.
I was just saying June Jones did a great job at Hawaii, but I think the coach of the year has got to go to Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech.
Well, he's done a remarkable job.
The job that he's done up there.
Well, now we might have some more whistles and penalties before this thing's over. 35 seconds. Our New York remote coordinator, Vince D'Addario. Kevin Behrman, our college football today technical director, Calvin Haywood. Directed College Football Today. College Football Today produced by Charles Coughlin. Computer stats done by Craig Rothberg. Our stage manager, Laura Murphy. My spotter, Clint Deans. Pat McGrath, our statistician. Assistants to the producer, Chapman Downs and Craven Martin. Technical operations manager, Jay Gleason. Joe Alvarado is our production manager. Associate director, Fred King. Margaret Schaefer, our associate producer. Jeff Suarez, our technical director. Chip Dean directed. Jay Rothman produced. Coordinating producer of ABC's College Football, Bob Goodrich. The vice president of productions, John Filippelli. And the president and executive producer of ABC Sports is Howard Katz. The Southeastern Conference football champion for 1999 is the Crimson Tide of Alabama. They win it in the Georgia Dome, and they win it handily. They trailed by 7. They came back and routed Florida 34-7 to go to 10-2 on the season. And now the BCS awaits. Final score, Alabama 34, Florida 7. It's a happy time for Chris Samuels and Sean Alexander.